welcome PES fans to another live stream with yours truly. One thing I forgot to do, I forgot to add the game to the window, so I'm doing that now. There we go. Look how how pitiful. No, look how pretty that looks. This is the PES 6 Remastered patch. There was confusion when I put the poll up last night regarding which stream we will be playing, and people thought it was the original PES 6 just, you know, upscaled and modernized. Not to be confused with February 6.6's original season patch. This is PES 2021, but a retrospective remake of PES 6. It's very, very accurate, and a tremendous amount of work has gone into this. Hopefully we're not having any sound issues like last night. No one's complained that they can't hear me so far, so it sounds like all is well and good in the world on a Thursday night. Gregorio, can you tell me where to buy PES 2021 for the PC? If I knew, I would tell you. You can't buy it anywhere at the moment. It's pretty much out of stock anywhere that you should be going to. One second, I'm getting a bit of sound echo. I think I know why. It's probably because I didn't turn off my own stream like a fool. There we go, we're back. Let me just get the chat back up. Bear with me. It's never smooth. But yeah, unfortunately, it's really difficult to get keys for this game nowadays because Konami took it down from the Steam store and subsequent stores. Your best bet is when a new stock comes in and to be on your toes. However, there is a cracked version now. I think the Fairlight version works now, or the CPY crack actually works, and is supported by the Football Life patch by the Smoke team. So that's your best bet. If you get stuck, send me a message on Twitter or Insta and I'll try and direct you. But nonetheless, whilst people are pouring in, we will start with the game I chose for our thumbnail today, Liverpool versus Chelsea. So, where do we begin? Well, we must delve into the outstanding accuracy in this patch. First of all, there is a couple of retro versions of stadiums for some of these teams. However, with Anfield, I'm having difficulty loading it, so we're going to have to, you know, make do and use our imaginations for the for Anfield and use the modern version with a big ass main tier. But no, it's neither here nor there. We have classic scoreboards. A few classic balls as well have been added in. However, I'm using Hawks Ball Pack, which pretty much encompasses most classic balls anyway. So I will probably have to manually find the appropriate ball for our Sims, but the Total 90 Mark II, which was used in 2006, is right here in all its high definition glory. Referee kits we're not too fussed about, but let's just have a quick gander over some of these lineups. Liverpool were Champions League finalists this season, a very underwhelming performance in Athens. Some of the lineups in the patch are a little, you know, dubious, so I've changed some of them, the starting lineups. For example, Robbie Fowler and Craig Bellamy were up front, even though they weren't first choice here in 2007. It was actually Crouch and Couts. Whereas Endon was a mainstay fixture on the left wing. Even Jermaine Pennant would come in for Steven Gerrard on occasion. I'll probably swap Sissoko out for him. So I do tell a lie, but what about that mainstream lineup for Chelsea? I'll get the match started, enough chit chat, you've waited long enough, but we'll have a gander at the Chelsea lineup as we get proceedings underway. 48 of you mofos have tuned in, so I'm really, really humbled and honoured. Thank you so much for some of the nice words. Mohammed has joined us. King Mav Gamer is here. Jonathan Cabral has already requested Bayern Munich versus Porto. Valentin, he's given a shout out to Barcelona and Juventus, wasting no time getting the big guns out. So can't do a stream without Barcelona and Ronaldinho, Messi and Eto'o. Could we not? Mohammed Zaid, no, unfortunately we will go above and beyond the Xbox 360 version. I would love if somebody could patch that one day, but there's not much demand for it. It's like requests to see the Queen bummed by a dog. It will never happen. We have Valentin Escario Escaru, I do apologise if I butchered your last name. Romanian League. I don't think there is a Romanian League in this patch, unfortunately. I just need to mute this music as well. I don't really need to no, there's no Romanian League on this one. However, on the PES 2013 patch, there's a very, very detailed Romanian patch for that one. I'm going to check that out during the week as well. I mean, I know your winning vote might not have gotten chosen today, but don't worry, we'll get around to them all in order at some point. Mehmet Gweldmir, greetings from Turkey. Wow. Please tell me it's warmer over there than it is over here in the United Kingdom. Alfio 60 Tone is here, so it's Silver Game and he's returned. Commenting on the vividness of the stadiums on this game. There's plenty more where that came from. Jermaine Pegnan, ugly as a pug. But some of these faces are stunning. It's always a tough task asking for every player conceivable in this period to have a face, as quality base makers are few and far between. Especially ones that are willing to cover retro eras. This Chelsea lineup, Makelele behind Lampard and Michael Essien, Joe Cole and Robin flank Didier Drogba. There's a rare appearance from Khalid Boularus, otherwise known as the Killer. He wears number 9 of all numbers for Chelsea. The unmistakable John Terry, before he became England's most hated man. But nonetheless, we're underway at Anfield. It's classic Liverpool versus classic Chelsea. It's 2006. It's a World Cup year. Well, sorry, it's a post-World Cup year even. Liverpool are in the Champions League final against AC Milan. It's part 2 of the infamous Istanbul game. That's a heroic leap from Frank Lampard to cut out Jermaine Pennant's flamboyance. Showboating with a flick over the head. He's on the wrong side of the field. Currently sorts himself out now. Joe Cole to Michael Essien. Only a handful of English starters here as well in this period. England won't return to another international tournament until the 2010 World Cup, and look how that ended as well. Probably about 5 of these on the field. Joe Cole dazzling past Gerrard, has none of it. Gets it away from Drogba before he takes a bite to the bone. To John Arisa. Liverpool will slow down for a moment. Count. Jermaine Pennant is making a pilgrimage down the right-hand side. It's a first-time cross in. Peter Crouch surely can't miss, but he's beaten by Carvalho. Arisa! Ooh, took a couple of Czech's fingertips with him. With this hammer of a hit. Vintage Liverpool here. It's a sunny afternoon here in Merseyside. Petr Cech risked his page-turning privileges in his old age right there. Corner kick, first one of the game. It's going to be Xabi Alonso. So, a bit of an underwhelming one, but he's going to get another chance. Plays to Pennant. Tries to pick it up to Zended. Risa. Yes, into nothing in particular. Cout and Crouch tried to sandwich Ashley Cole. The pressure remains. It's Steve Finnan. And now it's Jermaine Pennant. Laid off to Gerrard. Doesn't get enough of a run up to that strike. He got stuck underneath his feet. And this time Petr Cech will be relieved to see the tamer effort come his way. He had a warning strike from John Arisa earlier in the game. And Ashley Cole trying to find his feet, and he's clipped from behind by Jermaine Pennant. Understandably upset. And Lampard urges him to get on with things. It's a dead leg for the Cole train. Frank Lampard over the set piece. Pepe Reina on his toes. Comes in. It's Joe Cole. It drifts just wide. It floated past our handsome bold Bruce Willis lookalike Pepe Reina. More of you are pouring in. Red Dragon is here. It's Liverpool versus Chelsea, indeed. And Mehmet believes we will see a true Unreal PES game some point in the not too distant future. Well, eFootball won't last forever. Sending waiting for the overlap from the Norwegian, John Arne Riise. It is Gerrard. Tries to chip it into Pennant, sweeps in, and it's going to be called for a free kick. It was risky play from Jermaine Pennant. He finally gets his comeuppance for a couple of aggressive challenges. One on Ashley Cole earlier, and this one here on McAlelly. What a body weight just on the one peg of McAlelly. Could have broken it like a twig. Almost ambitious goal kick from Petr Cech. Runs out wide to Finnan. Actually need to put the scoreboard on. I'll do that in just a second. Turned it off for the Brazil-Argentina game that we showcased earlier on in the week. Now Finnan pings in the cross, and Pennant nearly redeemed himself for his yellow card. He was creeping up. Here's Arjen Robben. Xabi Alonso trying to give chase to the Dutchman. Drogba on the turn. Plays it back to Joe Cole, hits it, and it's just caught out of the sky by Pepe Reina. Then back to Riise. Wonderful pass from Gerrard to Finnan. Pennant. Crouch. Just couldn't keep hold of it. And what takes some players 5 seconds, it takes Peter Crouch 20 seconds to accomplish the same thing. Gerrard keeps it moving to Finnan. Bad one from the Irishman. Ashley Cole. Frank Lampard. It's like for like in terms of attempts on goal so far between the Reds and the Blues. Finnan with a professional shove in the back of Robben, and he's somehow gotten away with that one. Been a bit scrappy here. Alonso does give it away from Drogba, who was pounding in. Riise. He's caught by Essien. And it might be the first attempt at a menacing delivery from Steven Gerrard, or maybe it be Xabi Alonso. I think Gerrard's going to go for the whip here. Crouch raises his lanky arm. Crouch is a foot! Oh, he's the closest to it, but misses everyone entirely. Between him and McAlelly, the tallest and shortest player on the pitch. Crouch is set off just a fraction of a second earlier. Might have a story here. Oh, Zenners gave it away. Gerrard wins it back. Crouch to Pennant. It's Finnan. And then to oh, it's going to fall to Crouch. Both him and John Terry's boots have smashed into each other. They've shattered like glass in a sock. All those loose bones straying around. In the paws of either player. Pennant. Out too short, made up by McAlelly. Drogba. Essien. Might fall to Drogba. Finnan nearly dove in there. It's 0-0 at half-time. We may have to turn the match length up a bit longer. You know what this game's like. It's a slow and measured affair, but it can take a while to get back into the game. Swap sides. We'll play as Chelsea at Anfield now. I'll put the scoreboard back on too, so you can see it's in all its high-resolution glory. This is where the menus gets a little, needlessly convoluted, because it gets a bit hard to find where things are for certain things. Angelina Francisco. Oh, sorry, I thought I was still Liverpool whilst I was reading the comments. Angelina Francisco, it's bedtime for you, but don't worry, you can always catch the replay on demand on the channel. The archival footage going nowhere. You can enjoy it with your cornflakes in the morning. Joe Cole, who will eventually go on to play for Liverpool in some of the darker years, the Brendan Rodgers era, Dalglish period. Lampard cuts inside. Lampard! Oh! Off the stump of Pepe Reina. Probably shorten the forearms of the Spaniard now. He takes this right on the base of the palms. There is a tease of Frank Lampard, a legacy at the long range. It's going to be a corner for Chelsea. One apiece in this game so far. Drogba pushes Hooper aside. Oh, onto Essien! Oh, it's off the post and in! 1-0 to Chelsea. It's taken 5 minutes of the second half. And it's the Ghanaian. Oh, Chelsea, a Ghana lead. Thanks to Michael Essien in only his second year with the club. And Petr Cech knew how close he came to conceding. From the firebush of John Arnerisa earlier in the game. This is the last year we see Petr Cech in his handsome flowing locks before gosh, what was that Reading player's name who crushed his skull before he befell us with the hideous but iconic skull cap that eventually Christian Kivu copied too. See if you can name me some other players that wore that famous skull cap in subsequent years. I know Kivu was one of them. There's another one that comes to mind that I saw somewhere in my past, but the name escapes me. Now Liverpool have to readjust and wake up now, because usually when Chelsea take the lead, it's just a matter of sitting back, calling on that valuable goal. They're still in the Mourinho era, full swing. Drogba. Robin is calling for it. Ashley Cole. Into Drogba. Back to Robin. No. Too long for him. Belarus. Cole! Straight into the chest of Reina. And now Liverpool are trying to fend off this blue burden of Chelsea. Robin. Ashley Cole. Belarus. Cole. Belarus one more time. Too long to Drogba. He barely keeps it in. Essien, short cross in. Away from Risa. Drogba. Lampard. Off the hands of Jamie Carragher, who will deny vehemently in the misunderstood language, and Robin wipes out Finn, and in the excitement, well, the temper, or should I say the tempo, is rising here in the Red Cauldron. A couple of hot heads emerging as well. Cacophony of noise all around Anfield. So willing their team back into this, but it was a desperate display of defending. If this was FIFA, we would have had 2 penalty kicks from handballs by now. Here's Belarus. Joe Cole. Now Kali, the killer. Short cross in, it's Robin! There it is, a more concise goal. Clinical finish from the Dutchman, and look at all that hair. Happier years for Iron Robin. It only goes downhill from here for Liverpool. TJ94, he is chanting Chelsea, Chelsea, Chelsea. Brian loved this team back in the day too. Lulu and Juju Hussein. Stephen Hunt is the cunt who nearly killed Czech. Antra Asaka, the bitrate of the stream seems to be very low. Well, does anybody else seem to be suffering from the same thing? It seems like it's okay on my end. I am streaming in 4K for some of you who are privileged enough to appreciate it in such high resolution, but I think also it will encode in 4K as well when the stream finishes, so you can enjoy it in a higher quality if we get there. Bennett. Well, for the presence of Peter Crouch, he seems to be getting nowhere near any of these aerial balls that the Reds are throwing in here. Here comes another one. SCN spreads the play out now. Joe Cole doesn't want to move out of his way. Finally realizes what's going on. It's back to Belarus. Lampard. Oh, he's taken a stiff one from Dirk Kuyt. He's usually an example of merit and temporal integrity, Dirk Kuyt, and he's gone in and lost his mind with Frank Lampard here. That's how he shortened the man's career. Blunt force trauma to the kneecaps. Nothing like it. Might get some vintage Fat Frank free kick action here. He can get it over the wall. He does. It's in! Oh! It's free for nothing, Frank Lampard. He could practically blow on the ball and it somehow storms in like a hurricane. And it's Pepe Reina who is fed up. He wants to come off the field. Rudek might get a run in. He even nearly decapitates himself on the net. His head is just barely big enough to fit through one of those squares and could cause more humiliation. But Frank Lampard has done what Gerrard can't. It's like SNES versus Genesis. That's all I've got. I've got no pun to add on to that. Frank does what Steve don't. Might bring on Andrei Shevchenko as well for a run out. Might have to up the difficulty here too. It's on professional, which is a bit like Russian roulette in its own right. Aragus struggling to hold off. The Ivorian beast, that is Didier Drogba. Finland's lost. SCN bullied by Peter Crouch has come all the way back to cut that one out. 10 minutes left. Let me just bring on a couple of Chelsea players here. Who remembers Sean Wright Phillips? But not so famous, but probably just as successful, if not more, stepson of Ian Wright. Bring on Ballack as well. Time sakes, and give Drogba a well-earned rest, even though he didn't score for us. But the Ukrainian legend Andrei Shevchenko never was the same player once he came to Chelsea. Just get that out of play, because if we blink, the game will end before these subs can come on. Not even a cutscene. Didn't get a chance to swallow. That's what she said. She might also say, could be a fourth goal in it for Chelsea. Here's Shevchenko. Well then, to Sean Wright Phillips. No! Damn it, I wanted to dummy it. Damn. I don't think Liverpool are very interested in getting another goal. Well, here's Daniel Agger. He once claimed he would play for Liverpool for free if it meant staying. It's the kind of gesture you want to see a lot more often in the current age. Reese keeps it alive. Here's a chance. He won't pass it because he's a pussy. The idiot finally gives it away to Jermaine Pennant. Pennant! That's the first thing we've seen Liverpool do all game. Well, at least in the second half, anyway. What say you we upload it to top player for the next game? Antaraska, no, the best solution is fine. It's just the frame rate and the bit rate of OBS setting is low. It looks okay on my stream as well, because I'm streaming it back to me, and it looks fine. Ooh! Gerrard nearly squeezed one in past Lampard. And how's that for symbolism? He's on his knees in front of the presence of Fat Frank. Nikita last name. Huge pixels on the screen. Do you have it too? Yeah, damn. Okay, so after this game, I'll quickly hop into Streamlabs and see if I can alter his setting in real time. Ashley Cole thinks he's won the World Cup. I think sometimes just escaping Merseyside with your life is like the equivalent of winning the trophy of a lifetime. The chance to live another day. Well, let's head back to the team selection screen. Who's up next? We had a call for Barcelona versus so-and-so. Is that what you want to see? Do you want to see Ronaldinho and Messi, Xavi, Deco, Iniesta, so on and so forth? So let me just get back to this team select screen. I'm still here. I'll pop on the tune for a moment whilst I quickly see if I can amend this Streamlabs issue we're all having. Nikita last name. Adriana had the most powerful shot in the game, 100%. I might actually have to check his stat on this and see how well they mirrored it in this patch, because he was famously Mr. 99 on PS6. There was a famous coffee table book that came out. Well, not famous, but a trivial coffee table book that came out, and it was called The Class of 99 or something like that, and it was all the players in these classic PES games that had a stat of 99, which was seen as quite a high honour. So, you know, players like Obafemi Martins had 99 sprint, Adriana had 99 shot power, I think Edgar Davids had 99 stamina. It'll be interesting to see if any of you guys can recall other notable stars of PES past with a 99 statistic. Let's see what we can come up with in the meantime. In any event, the resolution appears to be fine, as does the frames per second, so I've got no bloody clue, mates. Hopefully it'll sort itself out. If it doesn't get any better, I'll slap myself in the face on the stream and shove this beer bottle up my backside, and I'll apologise profusely, like a humiliated Japanese salaryman who commits harakiri because he misgendered someone or something daft like that. Nonetheless, I digress. Let's head over to Catalonia. We do have a classic new camp. I'll load it up for the game as well. Who shall they play? Who shall they play? I think Garcia Games, it's pretty much a one-horse answer, isn't it? It's got to be El Clasico. We done one last year, which garnered a fantastic response. Thanks to you guys, it's one of the highest performing videos I've ever done, and it was something that I didn't expect to do so well. But we're going to replay it here. We're going to go to the new camp, if I can just quickly get the cider up. We'll change the ball as well. Let's play with a different colour, total 90. What say you? Red. Okay, stadium server. Now I don't know whether it's under Camp Nou or New Camp. So you just have to bear with me while I do this menial task of scrolling through. I think we found it. Yep, Camp Nou 90s. That's the one that we used. I know it's 90s, and I know this is a 2006 patch, but it's close enough. We have to have a bit of forgiveness. 15 minutes, top player. You know, I think the Liverpool-Chelsea game was an appetizer, but we're going to get into the meat and potatoes of this patch now. And we've got to do the El Clasico some justice. Should we start? Oh, sorry, I'm starting against Real Madrid here. Oh well, we'll start as the visitors. I was going to say, should we bring on Iniesta for Deco, but I think Deco was the veteran by this point. It's only fair to give him the first dibs. However, for Real Madrid, should we bring on Guti in place of Emerson, or do you want to see the receding Brazilian make up the numbers alongside Roberto Carlos? Ronaldo's on the bench. It's Van Nistelrooy and Raul starting. The late Jose Antonio Reyes will be on the left-hand side. I think is undisputably Real Madrid's best lineup. Papa Uwe says, press F3 and just search. Yes, I remember now. I forgot that we can do that. We can manually search for a stadium. I'll do that on the next occasion. Thanks for giving me that shout out. Although it will change one of the overlays in the process of the stream, if you can bear with me whilst I do that. Well, no one has any objections to the lineup we choose, but we can always change things as we go along. Let's just load up this long-winded game, because the loading times are probably worse than eFootballs. It's the beginning of the end for convenient gaming. Antra asks, show me your streaming setting if that's possible. I will try and help you. I'm worried it might bugger things up on the way things are listed, but maybe sometime you can give me a little personal one-to-one, if you know what I'm saying. Nikita last name says YouTube is not for streaming soccer. Well, I already have my equity, I already have you guys. I don't want to go to Twitch and start over unless you all follow me over there, and you know, I can't expect you to do that. I think it's convenient for you guys here. Any objections to be streaming on YouTube? Going once, going twice? Gone. YouTube, we remain. Galatasaray versus Fenerbahce, and I think we may have the classic Galatasaray arena too. We'll find that later on. The fact is that they are sure they program the players individually. Right, sets a hit of 99 and Adriana still hits harder. I think there was some cases of unique player ID, especially in those old games, because if I recall, certain players could do the flip-flap. Strangely, well, Ronaldinho, understandably, because he was the most famous player in the world at that time, but also, oddly enough, Zlatan Ibrahimovic had a flip-flap, as did Joaquin as well, back on PS5 and 6. And they were just hard-coded. Same with the Rabona, only certain players could do that. We just got to bask in the glory of that new camp. It's just, it's vintage, it's nostalgic, it's familiar, it's old-fashioned. Even these starting lineups are just the stuff of football folklore. Fabio Cannavaro just coming off the back of a World Cup win. Carlos Puyol on his way to his first European Championship. Raul is too old to take part. Detail on that ball is gorgeous. The camera angles are also changing. They're changing to reflect the stadiums. One of the other godsends of PES 2021 modding. Don't forget to check out my best PES 2021 mods video that's on my home screen somewhere on this channel. If you are new to modding the franchise, good strong stop from Casillas. Barcelona nearly walked through Real Madrid's goal almost instantaneously. Yes, Antra Aska, I'm using Streamlabs OBS. Just trying to sort my chair out. You all see me okay? Let's play short. No rest for the wicked. Here's Gianluigi Zambrotta. Diarra just barely catches up. From Broncos, Eto. Ronaldinho is cut out by Ramos. So we did an El Clasico earlier in the week. That ended 2-1 to Barcelona on FIFA 15. Thank you to those of you who joined in. That was a very fun little recap of FIFA 15. It seems like such a long time ago that game came out, but it's less than 10 years. Raul. Reyes. Makes it through to Carlos. And that's down the middle to Raul. On one more time to Van Nistelrooy. Oh! Valdez tried to make it appear as though he had it covered, but I don't think he was too sure himself. Here's a better angle of what the Dutchman came up with. Yeah. Well, it hits one of the posts that is a part of the goal, just not a B goal post. Nikita last name, Makelele in Chelsea. I think he was still with Chelsea by this period. I might be wrong, but I think he was being phased out for John Obi Mikel. But I stand corrected if it is in fact inaccurate, but he must be in Chelsea for a reason on this patch. Carlos will pass out. He's got his countryman Ronaldinho just stalking him and lurking like a coward on game facts. Here is Beckham to Michel Salgado. Salgado's first time in. Van Nistelrooy rises. Tries to glance it in. His passer quiffed Victor Valdez. One thing I do admire about this patch is the accuracy to the player faces from the time period. Sometimes some of these patches will just use a face model from, you know, PES 15 or PES 16, which is, you know, not accurate. Valdez, who had no hair in those later games. No, in this one, he's got a custom face with spiky hair. Just as we remember the babyface boy in this period, we've got a long-haired Lionel Messi who looks fantastic too. couple of faces I added myself as well for extra authenticity, like Blonde Beckham, just 1 year out from joining LA Galaxy. A couple of better faces as well for the likes of Van Nistelrooy, Ronaldinho, Eto, so on and so forth. Who's Emerson? Carlos is square to Jose Antonio Reyes. David Beckham back to Sergio Ramos. Even though he was one of the hottest fullbacks at this point in time, who could have known the legendary career he would go on to have? He's still going to this day, just barely. Salgado. Awkward position for Van Nistelrooy. Blotter just about rescues it. Away from an encore from the Dutchman. Eto, back to Deco. Go on to win the Champions League with both Porto and Barcelona back to back. Not quite back to back, just 2 years apart, sorry, I stand corrected. Roberto Larcos. Too short to Reyes. Back heel from Ronaldinho. You always get a show with this man. Van Bronckhorst will return it to the star player. Eto slams it in past Casillas, 1 goal. El Clasico has his opener, and it is the Cameroonian Samuel Eto. He was laughed at before the last World Cup, ridiculed for his prediction in Morocco making it to the World Cup semi-final. Boy, did he have the last laugh. Well, he's got the first laugh here. He's cackling in Catalonia as he beats Cannavaro. It's Ronaldinho on a not-so-good left foot on the top of the dome of Samuel. First goal to Barcelona, 1-0. Mohamed Said knows all about the classic La Liga scoreboard here. It is a thing of beauty, isn't it? When I first saw it, I had a tear in my eye. It just, not just because it just reminds you of the good old days of football, but it reminds you of being a kid. You know, I was 16 years old all over again when I saw this scoreboard, and I can't turn back time. Just keep revisiting it because it's a strange place, the past. Real Madrid needs to get out of first gear here because Barcelona are approaching top speed, and Cannavaro snatches it from Messi. It's like taking candy from a baby. It's like taking a lick of an ice cream and then the dessert vanishes. They'll play on. Oh, come on, let me take it quickly. It's a petulant shove to the chest of Reyes from Zambrotta. Knew full well what he was doing. Theatre there. It's tough already on top player. 4-1 from Carlos. I wonder if we will see that famous run-up from him at some point. Okay, spoiled for choice as usual, free kick takers. Reyes fires it up to Raul. Van Nistelrooy. Salgado. Pinged over from Beckham. Can Van Nistelrooy beat Valdez to it? No, it looks like Victor Valdez. His wrist wiping out Van Nistelrooy, and it paid off. Wow. What a pass from Beckham too. Not even on the favoured foot. Sergio Ramos would go on to known for his exquisite passing from out from deep. Diarra. Salgado with the give and go. Here's Ramos. Comes into Cannavaro. Could have moving it through. Tactfully. Offside from Van Nistelrooy. Career on a downward trajectory at this point. Van Nistelrooy, the previous 3 years, this guy was unstoppable. Some squeezes through to David Beckham. Salgado. Beckham! Smash against the shins of Carlos Puyol. Salgado does keep it in. Diarra. Reyes. Couldn't get away from Marquez. It's been a steady first half so far. We know what this game's like, and we know it just needs that extra push for the action to skyrocket, as we saw in the end of the Liverpool-Chelsea game. You never know what you're going to get with an El Clasico, do you? It could be stuff for football thrills, or it could be a stalemate. So we're trying to get that back to Beckham. Salgado keeps it alive. Carlos. Oh, sorry, Reyes to Carlos. Bit of shyness from Real Madrid's front line. They're taking a while to turn up in the final third of the Barcelona side of the field. Diarra cuts it out. Here is Reyes. Van Nistelrooy. Raul Van Nistelrooy loses his footing. It's into the centre to Beckham. Straight at Valdez. Salgado goes back to Reyes. Beckham down the line to Salgado. Crossed in. Nobody home. Beckham is. And Eto'o. East Beckham throwing a cartoon, comical-like, fresh at thin air. Long ball from Giovanni Van Bronckhorst. Oh, come on! Eto'o ran into that. He ran into it. Yellow card for the yellow-shirted Brazilian in white, Roberto Carlos. It's a centre from Ronaldinho. Bruno Gesso, this game is actually underrated. Probably the best football game we had. And I'll read the rest of the comment in just a second, because we have to defend the Barcelona attack here. Xavi, he was too slow, sorry. Oh, referee, you paedophile! 2-on-2. It was Carlos Reyes against Carlos Puyol and Zambrota by the looks of things, and the corrupt referee certainly remembers where he was, and remembers who was pointing rifles at his family. Half-time here at the Nou Camp. Let me just finish Bruno Justo's comment. This game was actually underrated. Probably the best football game we had since FIFA 15. It definitely has its flaws. I hate how the shirt fits player's body, but overall it is an 8 out of 10 game easily. I don't think you're wrong there. I don't know whether it's the best game since FIFA 15, but it's probably one of the best football simulations. I'll give it that. If you play this game below, well, top player and below, it's actually an enjoyable game. But sometimes AI doesn't really give you much of a fight either. So you turn the difficulty up to superstar and even legend, and then it just turns into a disgusting game of sabotage, and it's just not fun, and it doesn't resemble football. There's certain things that other games do better in terms of player responsiveness, but you'd be hard pressed, and Eto'o was also hard stretched as he tried to double in size to reach that loose cross. Deco gets there before Ramos does. Squares it to Ed Milton. Xavi! Couldn't get away from Diarra. Yes, you can argue that the responsiveness of the game is a little exaggerated. Players do turn around like elephants on ice sometimes. My biggest complaint about PES 21, and I don't want to turn it into a negative orgy, but my biggest issue is the automatic shielding. It spoils so many dribbling opportunities as your players get locked into a contrived shield battle that nobody asked for. But probably the best ball physics you'll ever see in a football game there. Messi, Zambrota, he's leapfrogged Roberto Carlos. Ronaldinho might get there ahead of Sergio Ramos. It's Deco on the volley. Nearly squeezed it under the crossbar, if not for the reach of Casillas. Van Bronckhorst, Deco, Milton. Xavi to Zambrotta. Oh, you idiots. Xavi. Into no one in particular. See, that's the other problem that I meant with responsiveness. I was trying to turn with Xavi and face the left. But the game didn't accept that input, it only accepted the passing input, which is why I got this dodgy pass. So you go back and you play the likes of PES 19, and I think they get a better balance for player responsiveness. I just think they turn too slowly on this, and that's not for the want of, you know, realistic inertia and foot planting. I just think it's too far in the other direction, where you feel like you're really wrestling with the controls to get a player to do a simple turn, and it spoils some opportunities. Back to the action though, it's Deco. Sees it from Ronaldinho. Messi might slip in there, but again he was too slow to move on to it because the acceleration's just too low. They really, really do gear up like a bloody 4x4 truck. It takes them a long time to basically wake up. You sort of have to super cancel and just wake up a player to run towards a ball that should be intended for them anyway. And this way gets it back from Roberto Carlos. He's got Puyol. What an interception! Emerson beats players to it. Here's Carlos. Taken off by Zambrotta. Xavi. Waiting for an overlap from Samuel Eto'o. Now he's got a bit of options here. He's gone for Edmilson in the middle. Edmilson! I think the keepers are catching these a little too comfortably. I mean, there was the half volley from Deco earlier that startled Casillas. Things are slowing down slightly though. Let's hope for more games, more goals in the next game. Oh, Van Nistelrooy might have a chance here! Couldn't squeeze it under. Is that a penalty? And even Valdez is going to get a card. He's walking away, he's avoiding it, he's in denial. Luckily for him, it's just a yellow. Oh, he really didn't want to accept the consequences of this, did he? Now, is this a penalty though? Looks almost like it's a fair 50-50. Well, Van Nistelrooy will get his chance in the sun. Van Nistelrooy down the middle. 1-1. It would be almost rude not to see a Real Madrid goal here in El Clasico. There's just over 20 minutes remaining in the greatest derby in the world. Van Nistelrooy opts for power over placement. Look at the detail on that worn out goal mouth. Just all in those little details, isn't it, with these patches? The stuff these talented modders come up with. Mohamed Zaid also goes up to back up that PES 21 is easily a top 5 PES. I can't deny it. I do wonder, what are your top 5 PES games? All of you, give me your tier, your PES tier. It'll be interesting to see. It's going to be so divisive. Some people say 2013, some people say PES 6, some people even say this game, some people even say eFootball is the best PES ever made. And those people, if this was the 1920s, they would be in an asylum. Messi to Eto'o. Oh, Eto'o passing like a pussy. As it's surrounded by blue and red shirts. Emerson. That's Salgado now. I think we're going to have to bring on the El Illusionista, David Beckham! Wow, David Beckham of all players getting in a goal-scoring arrangement there out of nowhere. Salgado. And this is where it is. The 1-2 pass between Beckham and the Real Madrid captain Raul. And this is where Valdez is getting caught out on these ones at the near post. It's led to the penalty that Van Nistelrooy conceded from. There's the spiky hair of Victor Valdez we spoke about earlier. Authenticity at its finest. David Beckham. We need a trademark delivery from him right now. And it's Diarra who rises. Splat against the gloves of Valdez. Real Madrid with a second lease of life. It's Barcelona on the back foot here. Salgado, Diarra, still Diarra, caught. Now we are in free kick country. Who wants to take the first go? Victor, Giovanni Van Bronckhorst, sorry. Van Bronckhorst. Yeah, Giovanni Van Bronckhorst is the penalist here. David Beckham or Roberto Carlos. It's going to be golden balls. Beckham over the wall. Oh my God, it's done. He's done it. Not only has he gave us all what we came to see, a trademark free kick that will be replayed for years to come on this channel and on my Twitter. But also he has led the turnaround for Real Madrid at the Nou Camp. Man has felt practically silent. They've been deafened, a deafening silence here in Catalonia. And it is a hole-in-one from David Beckham. Nearly 20 years after... Oh, sorry, I'm shooting the wrong way. Over 15 years before another Real Madrid player will develop a newfound passion for golf, and he's recently retired too. Shares the same initial of the last name of our most recent goal scorer, Gareth Bale. He's gone. Pretty much completed football. One of the most underrated, underappreciated players. Samuel Eto'o slammed it against the lower half of Iker Casillas. Salgado has to get rid out of desperation. Let's make some changes. Oh my God, just when I was complaining, criticising the game for slowing down, bam! Konami, come and give us something to pleasure ourselves to. Well, do we want Idiger Johnson or Ludovic Julie to even come on? You can't take anyone off of that front three, can you? But we're chasing the game, so we'll bring on Julie in place of Zambrota, and Carlos Puyol will have to do double duty on that area of the back line. My God, I've got a dry mouth from all of that excitement. 65 viewers here, live and in colour for the El Clasico. Iniesta cuts inside David Beckham. Julie trying to march up here. Here's Antonio Casono. Old crater face. Iniesta. Ball down by Diarra. Oh, I wanted to... Right, here we go. Now we're in Ronaldinho country. Can he flip it on David Beckham? Can he make Roberto Carlos blush, his countryman? When it comes to iconic free kick takers, we've done it with Lampard earlier. And Ronaldinho. Doing the honours here. Gets it over the wall. Oh, he teased Casillas. Forced him to get his kit dirty. Not smiling so much now in this game, is he, Ronaldinho? Fair to say, Ronaldinho makes up one of three, if I'm not mistaken, World Cup players on the field at the moment, alongside Ed Nielsen and Roberto Carlos and Fabio Cannavaro. So I think that's actually 4 World Cup winners. Julie trying to cut inside Emerson. Was Emerson there in 2002? Double damn it! 10 minutes left here. And Van Nistelrooy strolled through on goal. Carlos Puyol fell asleep. Here comes Valdez. Stops him with the studs. That is a Martinez-style save. Keep Barcelona here in the El Clasico. It's Iniesta. Iniesta! Got too excited, didn't he? He had the whole field to himself. Messi didn't come short. Andreas Iniesta had no choice but to attempt the morning glory by himself in the evening here in Barcelona's capital. Van Nistelrooy waiting for it to come down. And Nielsen snatches it away from him. Robinho is offside. Sometimes you don't know what's going to unfold on this game. The ball physics tell a story of its own. Full power, Captain. We're going full red momentum now. Oh, Ronaldinho onto Iniesta! Oh, off the post. And where did that come from? A dismissive flick from Ronaldinho, nearly set. Iniesta on a pilgrimage to change the events here. Carlos Puyol is in an advanced position. Eto, it's back to Puyol. He scored a thunder goal. No, Ronaldinho, he bailed. Just 2 minutes left. Time is oozing away in the hands of the current champions of Europe. Let there be drama in the Classico. Here's Marquez and Broncos. Try again. What are you trying to do? Robinho. Oh, god damn it, he's killed Marquez. He's killed Marquez. Van Nistelrooy. The shame of it all. Ruud Van Nistelrooy could have done this turn justice. What a roulette from Robinho. And he foreshadows Arjen Robben 4 years later. The roles are reversed. The Dutchman and the Spaniards remain. It's Valdez and Ruud Van Nistelrooy in place of Arjen Robben and Iker Casillas. 2 minutes left of stoppage time. And Robinho is in no man's land. My God. What a game. Milton up to Marquez. Ludovic shooting. Can Messi get there before Cannavaro? Ah, it's cruel. Who's next anyway? What team shall we play as next? Give me some nominations. But Milton couldn't make it to Puyol. Barcelona just can't get past this Real Madrid backline. It's over. Bit of a shit end to the game because Barcelona just didn't want to do anything useful, but it was worth it. We got a good David Beckham free kick that we can recycle later on. Some good goals in between though, I think. Hell of an opener from Samuel Eto'o. As we embark back to the team select. Let's catch up with what you guys are saying. I just need to compose myself. What a thrilling first half. Sorry, a thrilling second half. First half pretty much ended up going nowhere fast. So, Andrew Asker, yes, the guitar's behind me. I am a musician. I am, you know, I'm somewhat of a musician myself, Peter. What's a Spider-Man reference if you didn't get it? William Dafoe, Harvey Osmond. Gregorio Grandato, nice name. Nice double initial name. Where did you get these patches? Well, this one is a paid patch. The link I'll put in the description because I don't think I did because I'm an idiot. It's not free, but it's also not expensive either. It's fairly cheap, and I know that there is a whole conversation about ethics when it comes to paid mods. And you know, don't get me wrong, I've got an opinion or two, but as far as I know, it's probably a one-man project, and for the small price he asks, it's a compromise. You don't get many accurate retro patches, and it's probably the one time I will agree to dip my hands in my very shallow pockets. Yes, and also I've read now that Mohammed reaffirms my point that the patch is not free. Mohammed also gets memories from the scoreboard. Okay, yeah, now I'm catching up with what you guys are saying. I already referred to Bruno Gesso's comment about the game being underrated. Server Gaming Marlon, does the patch have Bosnia and Herzegovina? Now, I don't know whether Bosnia and Herzegovina was even a country in 2006. I am terribly sorry if I am completely wrong. Let me just try to get the internationals. No, they're not in the game, so I don't know whether they existed but wasn't in the roster. Remember, this patch mirrors the rosters of PES 6, so there's a few teams missing that we don't get until later on. We barely got teams that was in the last World Cup, such as Trinidad and Tobago and Angola. I think Ghana made their first appearance in this game too, maybe even Ivory Coast, but I don't know whether Ivory Coast was in PES 5. Togo are in here though, but we can explore some of the other teams in a short while. I mean, we do have a 2006 Brazilian roster as well. I'm sure some of you are pleased to see some of those. We might explore them later. Other European teams, not so many, but again, it was trying to reflect the period of 2006. We do have a Bundesliga, which was the first year that PES 6 removed the unofficial Bundesliga. We had to have it created from scratch. Who's up next? I'll load the game whilst we catch up with the comments. We could do some more Premier League teams, or we can visit Italy, take a look at Inter Milan, the Juventus, AC Milan, even Roma, or we could head to France, take a look at Olympic Lyon. Let's see. I'll give it 5 seconds and then I'm going to make the call. First person to call the fixture will get it played. In the meantime, Bruno Justo. PES 5 is crafted beautifully. PES 6 was too much of an arcade game for my taste. Yes it was. PES 5 was one of the most sophisticated football games, and it's actually a technological marvel considering what they accomplished on PlayStation 2 technology. And it had amazing ball physics too for the time period. They nerfed them in PES 6. So it's funny that PES 6 is actually the most popular game. Germany, France, here we go. Well, actually, Sova Gaming said Brazil, Croatia, but I think Germany, France is probably the more attractive fixture. We'll do that, and we'll come back to Croatia in a minute, actually, because... Oh, crap, didn't mean to come all the way out. This is on the cusp of Croatian greatness when they destroyed England and they qualified for Euro 2008, beat Germany in Switzerland, in Basel. Let's figure out where we are. Hey, what happened to the music? Don't know why I paused. There's something else there. Okay, right, I'm back. Sorry. It's never smooth when we go live, but I do appreciate your patience that you show me. Germany, France, they say, could have been the World Cup final if Fabio Grosso didn't. Whoops. If Fabio Grosso didn't break the hearts of the hosts. Just imagine a world where we had Germany and France in the World Cup final in 2006. Now, I think we are in the Olympiastadion for Germany. I think it might be Munich. We'll leave it in Munich for now. I always prefer the Allianz to the Olympiastadion. You know what? We don't see the Olympiastadion enough, and they're not even officially on the game, so we can do that. Now, my stream might change over for a moment whilst I press F3 to change the... there we go. Should be back now on the screen. It's a bit cumbersome when we mess around with this. Now, let's roll back the years with the beautiful Team Geist ball. I think this is arguably my favourite World Cup ball. But everyone has a favourite. Everyone has an affinity with their first World Cup as well. And I think for me, 2006 was my first World Cup. And I remember every match like it, you know. I know that World Cup better than the back of my balls. I'll never forget it, and nothing else quite lives up to it, even though there's been more exciting World Cups since. I know. For some strange, inexplicable reason, this formation's a bit messed up here. Yeah, Bert Schneider on the defensive midfield role for some reason. So we'll bring Michael Ballack in because, you know, that's just a sin to have him on the bench. Yeah, I think that's a fair German lineup. Bernd Schneider, I don't think he was the captain back then. I think it was Baddock. So you'll see what I mean by some of the inaccuracies of the starting lineups, even though that French one looks pretty flawless. The iconic, apart from Sylvain Wiltord, who Florent Malouda started in his place in the 2006 World Cup final. Frank Ribery, pretty much nobody heard of him before that tournament. Wonderful memories of 2006 World Cup. It was a blend of the last stand for a lot of legends, but also the beginning of a lot of famous players' careers. You know, and Frank Ribery is a case in point. Lukas Podolski never quite reached those heights, even though Bastian Schweinsteiger and Philipp Lahm went on to become German national treasures. But yeah, sorry about where is it? Yes, just to go back to Bruno Justo's thoughts, because I digressed. He also prefers Wing 11-9 Liveware Evolution, which is a cult classic of the game. It's basically a fusion between PS5 and PS6. You have the brilliant ball physics and the technical the tactical sophistication of PS5, but also some of the responsiveness and speed of PS6. 17, 18 and 19 were also great games. I'd love to put this match on PS 19, because PS 2021 does have boring flaws indeed. Yes, can't argue with you there. Like I say, PS 21 is a bittersweet game. Trevor Sports is graced us with his presence. How you doing, Trev? It's great to have you amongst us. He's also a fellow creator, and a very talented one too. A very skilled commentator. You know, somewhat of a commentator myself. Yeah, Trevor, great to have you down. If that is your real name, I know your secrets. But I would like to know your secrets and how you recreate those in-studio punditry skits you do with Des Lynam at The Sims. I mean, that was genius. That floored me when I saw that. That's the kind of creativity you want to see across YouTube, not just these low effort, you know, unedited long plays that you see people do with career modes that nobody watches anymore. You know, you've got to spice it up and make it a bit sexy and make things a bit interesting. And Trevor's one of those people that does just that. So if you have the capability, go to his channel, give him a sub, check him out, check out some of his content. I'm sorry if I forget the name of your co-commentator who also works on some of your videos, but he's got a fantastic voice too. I have a lot of fun watching your stuff. Germany lined up with the iconic frontman of Miroslav Klose. Up until this point, he was the top goal scorer in World Cup history, I think. He's backed by Podolski, Michael Ballack in the midfield, Schweinsteiger, Philipp Lahm, so on and so forth. Zinedine Zidane, though, probably the most famous player on the pitch. He returns in a bittersweet rendezvous with the Olympiastadion. The iconic shot of him walking past the World Cup trophy after screwing up his own legacy. As we kick off from left to right as Germany take on France. It all went downhill for France very, very quickly in the millennium. Came into the 2000s as world and European champions. They were humiliated by Senegal, Denmark and Uruguay in Korea, and then underwhelmingly eliminated by Greece in Euro 2004. Nobody had any expectations for France to do well. An aging squad in 2006, and boy, were we wrong. Just like the way we laughed at Samuel Eto'o for predicting Morocco getting to a World Cup semi-final. We didn't think too much of France in 2006. And we didn't respect Zinedine Zidane enough as well. In the opening game against Switzerland in Stuttgart, I think it was. Told you. Like the back of my balls. Speaking of balls, here's Willy Sagnol. To Claude Makélélé. Cast out by Schweinsteiger. Here's Podolski trying to get free of the French pressure. Bernd Schneider. And closer on the run. Tries to square it to Ballack. He can't reach him. Eric Abidal. Barcelona bound from Olympic Lyon. In just a year or two, I believe. And that's gone through everyone. Henry onto Frank Ribery. Very quickly shut down by Metzelder, and Jens Lehmann forgets he's a goalkeeper and is allowed to use his hands. He always was unorthodox, wasn't he? Schneider to closer. Michael Ballack. Schneider will go long. For Podolski. He's going to drop to closer. Slices his attack. Fabian Barthez. What a save. That's a testament to the bold man's concentration. Closer. Schneider. Ballack. Boom! Roof of the net. Corner of the goal. Silencer of the French fanatics here in Berlin. And after Barthez did so well from a similar position, just can't compete with the power of Ballack. He was renowned for just effortlessly placing his penalties in the top corner. Like a dart on a board. Look at this. He didn't care. He didn't care whose wife he widowed. Whoever gets behind this isn't returning to their country on a plane. It would have been in a box, missing a head. 1-0 to Germany. What a start. Wow. More of you piling in. It's always a pleasure. Oh, Henry just ghosted in. He's bullied by Metzelder, but not bullied enough. Mr. Vavavoom, Thierry Henry has wiped away Germany's lead on the scoreboard. And there's an El Hadji Diouf impersonation from Thierry Henry. You don't often see him, if you can call it shaking your hips, but you don't often see him move in such a manner, do you? Germany fell asleep. They were daydreaming about a Bavarian party with plenty of beer. A celebration involving copious amounts of alcohol. Well, they've got to postpone that idea. Metzelder was late to the party. Lehmann still yet to touch the ball with his hands. I am going to catch up on some of your comments in just a moment. It's very hard to do two things at once. We do have a task at hand, and that's to elaborate on what's happening here, to articulate what's going on field here in Berlin. It's Michael Ballack who picks it up from Torsten Frings, who scored one of the most iconic goals of that World Cup. So did Philipp Lahm, scored the very first goal of 2006, and I don't think you can ask for a better opening goal. Schweinsteiger wrestling with Willy Sagnol. Here's William Gallas. Eric Abidal, who almost had a tragic beginning to the second decade of the 2000s. I believe he had, was it kidney cancer or liver cancer, and he went on to make a full recovery. Podolski. Oh, Thuram. Good work from him. It paid off. Sagnol. Good tackle from Lahm, and he just can't get to Makelele in time because he's still underneath the body of the Frenchman. Here's Eric Abidal. He's come up in a very arousing position. Zidane on the slip. Wasn't enough to clear Jens Lehmann. One of the other good things about PES 6 was that in keeping the World Cup rosters, we got to keep Zidane in the game. And Figo and Beckham remains for their countries too as well. Closer, that's back to Ballack. Schneider. Frings. Good build so far from Germany. Lahm and Schweinsteiger getting in each other's way. Lucas Podolski, who was on that upward trajectory here, coming from, he tried to stay with Cologne for longer than he really had to, and everyone in Europe wanted the young man's signature. Schweinsteiger's dropped down to closer. Too many blue shirts in his way. Eventually went to Bayern Munich, and I think he ultimately found his way back home to Cologne. Could have played for Poland too, Lukas Podolski. He was eligible, and if I'm not mistaken, I think he scored against Poland in the 2006 World Cup. And that was in Dortmund. Friedrich. Schneider. Lahm. There's that kind of range where he pelted it in against Costa Rica. Friedrich. Down line to Miroslav Klose. Back to Friedrich. It's in to Schweinsteiger. God, trying to tell the difference between Schweinsteiger and Schneider and trying to remember which one to say in a fraction of a second. It's tougher than it looks. Friedrich. Frings. Balak. Podolski trying to knock it on. Sanyol. And Podolski wasn't fast enough. Barthez is off the mark quickly to recover. Do you want to see another international next? Let me know. I saw this camera out. It keeps twisting itself for some reason. 20 past 11 here in the UK. Got about a few minutes left to Dan. Blocked by Balak. From one fellow midfielder to another. Closer. Keeps the run going on with Podolski. He's trying to get around Chiram. He demonstrates age is nothing but a number. Henry thwarted by Mezzella, but it's going to be a free kick. It's likely to be Zidane who will take this, but Henry could be in with a shout. We've seen 2 free kicks go in so far in tonight's presentation. Will be Zinedine Zidane. Zidane! It's in! We don't see all of it, but it's gone in! Just as he did against England 2 years earlier in Lisbon. Zinedine Zidane, a wizard from the spot. They've been a bit more generous with the hair here. Oh, it's off the crossbar, off the line. And just like it was in Berlin, it was the world's greatest Panenka here. 6 minutes in against Italy in Berlin. Off the crossbar, bounces back out. No doubt about it though, we all know. Across Lehmann's line. What a story. Now Bernd Schneider. Just waiting for a bit of movement from Friedrich. Didn't quite get the memo on the right-hand flank. Balak squares it to Frings. Closer. Balak. Time to closer. Podolski doesn't get all of it. Schweinsteiger tries to play it back to the blonde boy. Oh, come on, ref. What are you afraid of? Patrick Ivanovsky, he says Ajax Feyenoord. That's well, even Ajax PSV might also be a more interesting game. There's some great players on both sides. It's just that the Ajax team doesn't have many faces on this. So if that doesn't bother you, we can always take a look at that one. Did have a request for Croatia. We'll have to take a look at the golden generation of England as well. Maybe even Portugal on this stream. There's plenty of options. Great era for international football. Pair 6. Schweinsteiger to Frings. Now here is Lahm. Dolce up the line to Philip Lahm. Can't get ahead of Claude Makelele. Half time here in Berlin. We've seen a couple of wonderful goals. A frightening effort from Michael Balak to open the scoring. Thierry Henry replies 2 minutes later, and then We retreated to a very beautiful free kick from Zinedine Zidane. We switch sides now over to France. PES 6 Remastered. Does it have the Portuguese league? Asks David of Portugal. Yes. It's the whole entire Portuguese league. As we know, Portugal, Porto, the former European champions at this point. Just remembering who our playing is. It would be interesting to take a look at Porto, Benfica, Sporting Lisbon from this period. I think Radamel Falcao is there in Porto at this point, as is Quaresma, Nuno Gomes, Chimal for Benfica. They were some fun years. Real talk. Zidane. Couldn't get past everyone. Dolski wrestling with Makelele. It's a tussle there. It's times like that when I don't mind the shielding. It's just that when you're trying to dribble in the penalty area and you get lost into these contrived. Battled! Closer! Salto closer! No somersault from him. The knees won't have it, but always happy to see him on the score sheet for us. 4 minutes played of the second half, and Germany have leveled the playing field against France. Wow. Let's see where this came from. It started with Makelele trying to wrestle control back from Lukas Podolski. What a ball this was from Schweinsteiger. That completely caught Gallas out. Good hit. And once again, like Balak's effort earlier in the game, it's the roof of the net. It's the top corner. Laser guided on the left foot as well. Running closer can make those look easier than pissing your bed in your dreams. Zidane, back to Wilton. Daniel. He's alone. As well to hold his ground against Schweinsteiger. Well, here is Wiltord. Couldn't get there in time. And his legs are letting him down, aren't they? Thuram switched the play to Abidal. Zidane was ball watching against Balak. Those two faced off in the Champions League final 5 years earlier in Scotland. Here's closer. Michael Balak was also christened the most unlucky player, or the unluckiest player in 2001. Remember, he was on the cusp of winning the treble with Bayer Leverkusen, if I'm not mistaken. It's Balak! Now that is uncharacteristic of him. No power at all, and it pretty much fell like a feather into the lap of Fabian Barthez. Michael Balak, arguably the most unluckiest player of 2001. I believe Leverkusen were on the cusp of a treble. In the German Cup final, they were on the verge of winning the German Bundesliga, and of course, they fell in the Champions League final. Just 1 year later, Michael Balak would miss out on the World Cup final. Famously picked up a second yellow against the United States. Wiltord. Oh, that's at the short post. The near post, plays short to Thierry Henry. He's looking for a brace. I think it's time to get Wiltord off the field before we will start weeping. Let's bring on Malouda. Swatch sides with Frank Ribery. Would be nice to see a bit of David Trezeguet. Shall we just take Makelele off and just spice things up a little bit? It's like it's 2000 all over again, isn't it? David Trezeguet and Thierry Henry there up front. An unstoppable duo to be feared. Plenty of goals we've been given so far here. It's a treat for the neutrals. First corner of the second half, Vieira! Oh, he nearly plonks it. There was a tiny gap. It was like the eye of a needle between Philip Lahm and Jens Lehmann. Lahm was frozen in fear. The future captain of Germany. Nearly caught short there. Could see things open up a bit more with France. And even though they always left a lot to be desired internationally, France always had an attractive lineup, even in 2010. Anyone who was anyone in French football, they were there. There was that period as well where Gignac started up front for France for the next 2 years too. Karim Benzema needs to really been given his respect on the world stage in World Cup football. My God, does his club record speak for itself? Zidane. Ribéry. It's Mertesacker. Sanyo. Into Ribéry again. Still not tall enough to reach it. There we go. It's getting a bit more end-to-end here. Just like Germany, Italy in the Westfalenstadion in 2006. Sanyo takes out Schweinsteiger. Referee couldn't give a crap. Zidane. Ribéry now to Sanyo. Trezeguet wants it, and he's got it. What a recovery for Mertesacker. I think now the defenders are remembering their jobs. Here's Podolski. Cross into no one in particular. Schweinsteiger. That first one over the top ended Gallas's career. This time they've learned from their mistakes. Defended, but here's Schneider. Now Schweinsteiger. Spalak. Ribéry puts a stop to that one. Henry. Trezeguet. And there we go. That's a 1-2 pass that they will describe in textbooks. Zidane. Trezeguet! Oh! It's a good day for David Trezeguet. Comes off the bench and he makes an impact. France are back in the lead. The game is swinging like a pendulum. Bruno Justo has a good shout. He says Argentina versus Portugal or England. Well, I think Argentina is a given. We did showcase them earlier in the week against Brazil in that 3-3 draw, but it would be nice to get reacquainted with Riquelme again. Good goal from David Trezeguet. Now, is that Mark Hanke, of all players, ahead of Neuville as well? Even David Odonkor would have been a better shout. Nonetheless, this was the extent of the German selection back then. They were kind of like England. They weren't exactly spoiled for choice for players that could back it on the national stage. Probably say the same for the Netherlands, although most of those players developed into being icons. Hanke. Almost scored a wonder goal there. What an impression that would have been coming off the bench. See that? Too long from Luda. Closer. Overlap to Friedrich, who jumps over Abidal. Gets the room for a crossing, cleared away by Gallas. Clash of heads between Schneider and Trezeguet. Ballack. Stopped by Maluda. Schneider keeps the pressure on. Here's Friedrich. Square to Schweinsteiger. Lahm. Both him and Ribéry will be clubmates in just a couple of short years. Trezeguet has to square it to Thierry Henry. Can't reach it ahead of Christoph Metzelder. Good recovery from him, because if Henry gets a yard on him, it's all over. Schneider. Closer. Read by Maluda. Soaked up. Zidane. Freeing some of that congestion now. Luis Sanyo. Ruined it. I need to get him off the field. I think he's had enough. Hanke. Closer. Vieira. I sound like Triple H. Hanke again. Back to Schweinsteiger. It's getting a bit scrappy now. It's a dogfight in the middle of the Berlin. Whoa, Gaz, what a tackle. No penalty. Wow. He took the legs right out from underneath his hips. Here is short corner to Torsten Frings. Schweinsteiger can't get around Henry. Still can't. Now he does. It's a weak cross with a weak foot. Frings. Doesn't go for the volley. Schneider. Clever drop of the shoulder. Frings. Closer. And the turn is closer. Not close enough. And there we go. It's a game of the proverbial hot potato in the German offensive. What a game this has turned out to be. There's 4 minutes to go. Let's get Sagniol off the pitch. I think he's pretty much expired. So why not bring on Sydney Govu? Turn him into a makeshift winger. Just for fun. No one else on that bench really screams out to me to come on. Dorisu had a cup of coffee in the French national team. You can't really take Thierry Henry off in place of Louis Saha. I think Florent Malouda has a bit more to give to the game, so he remains. Closing minutes of the game now. Maybe a trip to Buenos Aires for Argentina. Ballack! And there was the chance to win the game. That was the one. So do you want to see Messi versus Ronaldo, Argentina, Portugal? Or do you want to see us reopen the scars of the Falklands War as Argentina take on England instead? We will do one with England nonetheless, no matter who they play. Maybe Brazil, England, maybe Spain, England, maybe even Italy, England. Possibilities endless in English. Ribery. What on earth? Can't get out of my half now with France, but there's only 1 minute left, and this is probably going to be the last kick of the game. It's going to be Schweinsteiger! Hanke! Closer! He salvaged Germany! There's the somersault of Salto Closer! Here we go, rolling back the years. A pinnacle of a poacher's finish on Miroslav Klose. Well, France fell apart. Maybe the three at the back was the mistake. The step-overs. Penalty shout there, potentially, but it doesn't matter. It's in the back of the net. It was Miroslav Klose who just spawned out of nowhere. Hanke took too long here. Wiped out by Gallas. Open net for Klose. And a beautiful team Geist ball just settles amongst the white heaven of the goal net. Maybe time for one more. Govu into Trezeguet! Oh! Damn! Just imagine. Starts as we need to go on, but what a game! 3-3. Wow. Whew. Don't know about you, but I'm going to need some Class A drugs after that one. Wow. So, who's next? Argentina versus who? Who do you want to see? You know, I don't think we've showcased Portugal on the PS6 patch, so we might have to bring Ronaldo and Figo into the arena. Then we'll get back to club teams as well. We do have a bit of time. I mean, you guys are still here in your droves, which is really impressive. Let's go. We've just done Germany, France. Let's take a look at Argentina, Portugal. Another game that we deserved in 2006, but we never got. I'm going to start as Argentina because I want to start with Messi. Oh, for God's sake, I'm Portugal. Come on. What? Okay, so let's start again. We'll use a different ball. Let's see what other ones we can showcase. Instead of being in Buenos Aires, shall we go to, say, the Bombonera? Just for something a bit different. I know we see Buenos Aires, we see River Plate Stadium so damn much on this game. I'm just trying to remember what it's called now. Unless you guys want to see... Oh, sorry, I'm on scoreboard server. Unless you guys want to see a different Argentinian stadium that you can name for me. Jean-Brev Cabral, he nominates Bayern versus Porto. That might be an interesting game. We'll showcase that one next. Now I think it's La Bom. There we go, we found it. Let's just do that one anyway, just for something interesting and different. Now I can get my screen back. Ah, crap. Hold on. I accidentally got out of the stadium. Right, there we go. Right, and we are back. Sorry about that. Sorry about that. Let's see what other Adidas balls we have from this period. I think there's only the red Teamgeist one. We do have the gold World Cup ball. A couple of classic tangos. Now I do wonder if there's an F50 ball. I do think I recall seeing one here in this ball pack, but I might be wrong. We have the Erejota, which I don't think too much of. Jabulani. Or even the Rotero. Should we bring up that one then? Why not? Why not go for my second favourite ever ball? Let me get back to it. There we go, the Rotero. So, Argentina will bring on Messi in place of sorry, of Saviola. Now I started Abondanzieri in the Brazil game, but I want to have a look at Leo Franco. Portugal have arguably one of their strongest lineups as well. Pauleta leads, Manish and Decker in the centre of the midfield. So we're playing nighttime, we didn't actually play in night previously. We'll have a better look at the lineups once we get back to the game. Now in the meantime, I'm going to quickly catch up with your comments. I do want to thank you all for sticking around so far. Can I ask for a better turnout and more enthusiasm shown, especially in these late hours. Thank you for joining us. It's like Barcelona versus Seville being played at midnight in 2004. Ronaldinho's debut game. Boca Juniors versus AC Milan in the FIFA Club World Cup final in 2007. Now, I need to check if we have the Yokohama Stadium. That would be nice to recreate some of those Club World Cups from that era as well. You gave me an idea, Bizak. Rafael Kaminski, Poland, Portugal. I don't have much faith that Poland have had many faces in this game. But Ghost says, always fun doing Ajax versus PSV and PES 6 for some reason. Well, they had fun lineups. I mean, they were the two strongest Dutch teams you can ask for back then. Jefferson Farfan, one of my favourite players to players for PSV. I think Cliver returns there eventually too. Klaas-Jan Huntelaar up front. Rosenberg was there. I think Schneider was still there for Ajax as well in 2006. Let's see what else we're saying. Panathinaikos versus Olympiacos. Sober Gaming, the patch has a mistake. It should be Serbia and Montenegro, not just Serbia, as they were still one nation in 2006. Sober, you are right. I don't know whether it's an oversight from the patch creator and it might be on a to-do list, but I might send them a message and just say, hey, can you correct this? But yeah, you're absolutely right, because of course Argentina slaughtered them in Gelsenkirchen in 2006 too. The last time Serbia and Montenegro will appear at the World Cup under that entity. And to Oscar, the people are mistaken. Having more control over the players with arcade and to have limited movements with simulation is always strange to me. Yes, this is the age-old debate about arcade versus simulation. You know, you can't do one or the other. Sometimes you have to have that compromise, and then that's the delicate balance that you get. Too much arcade, and you know, it becomes inconsequential, and there's no point in being skilled at the game. And too much simulation is just frustrating and not fun. And sometimes I think 21 leans too much in the simulation direction, but it doesn't actually replicate simulation very well, which just leads to things that make no sense, like players turning slower than your dead nap, and bloody annoying shielding mechanic that can't just have to butter, you know, just things like that. Nonetheless, we're here in, I'm not sure, I'm going to sound like an idiot now, but I'm not sure where Boca Juniors are based, what part of Argentina. Someone on the chat will back me up because you guys are smarter than me. I don't think it's Buenos Aires, but nonetheless, it's an intimate stadium, and it just doesn't get enough recognition that it deserves. Here's Javier Mascherano. Him and Carlos Tevez were London bound. They went to West Ham at this point before separating to various sides of Northern England, to Liverpool and Manchester respectively. Here's Cristiano Ronaldo, who already plays in Manchester and already shows glimpses and blemishes of future greatness. Who would have known he would have been the highest paid player of all time in world football in just a few short years? Figo is trying to curl that around Leo Franco. He promptly retired from international football, so we're treated to his presence here. Here's Roman Riquelme, I think. Both him and Luis Figo just passed like ships in the night at Barcelona in 2002. As Maxi Rodriguez was looking for Lionel Messi. Here's the first showcase of Messi versus Ronaldo here. But they weren't the biggest stars for their teams either at this point in time in 2006. Speaking of which, we are in Cristiano country. It's going to be a free kick to Portugal within the first 8 minutes of the game. I stand corrected, it's going to be Luis Figo. Cross to Ronaldo. Tries to turn, pass, Hente, oh, it's in! Cristiano Ronaldo! Wow, what an announcement! He has stunned Argentina in the chocolate box. Look at this for textbooks. On the chest, turns, and he thumps it off the post. Yeah, Franco is spinning like a bullet on the floor. Nice confetti in the goal mouth too. It's again all about the little details here in these PES mods. Just picking up where Konami left off. Riquelme. Messi couldn't get there ahead of Maniche. Cristiano Ronaldo. It will be him paired up against Riquelme on the right hand, on Portugal's right hand side for now. Deco. Taken off by Cambiasso. Here's Hernan Crespo. He had nowhere to go. Argentina run the risk of being outnumbered in that midfield. Here's Miguel. I was going to say it was him who famously broke Rooney's ankle in the Euro 2004 quarter-final, but it wasn't. It was George Andrade. Riquelme was going to clear its way with a powerful header, but he opted to just hold fire for now. Here's Mascherano. Messi with a nutmeg. Couldn't really make it count though. It's going to be a struggle for the Alba Celeste to get back into the game so far. Portugal are firmly in control. World Cup semi-finalists. In fourth place, up against the Germans. which Argentina also know about. They were booted out of that tournament on penalties. Now, there's a guy whose name won't show up because the characters aren't supported by my tablet, but he says 2006 was the first World Cup he watched, so this is full of nostalgia. Figo worked from a delivery. The first one led to a goal from Cristiano Ronaldo. This time Mascherano's there. Argentina struggling to leave their own half. Just can't seem to get a touch. Bad back pass from Riquelme. Decio. Mascherano. Here's Maxi Rodriguez. And Hernan Crespo. Messi, not strong enough against Nuno Valente. Figo switching the play to Miguel. Fernando Miera. Well, I think especially some of our Portuguese fans will know full well Miera sometimes doubles as a deputy striker in desperate situations. Leo Franco. It's made to work there. Riquelme trying to hold Argentina's nerve there. Cambiasso gets around Cristiano Ronaldo. And Pablo Sarrin. Before Cucurella, who he says he bases look on Juan Pablo Sarrin. Cucurella of Chelsea. Vidicio. Overlap to Rodriguez, crossed in, Crespo! Oh, what a save by Ricardo. I don't think we're going to get a replay, so we're going to have to quickly do some post-production now. I just want to see what happened. That happened so fast. It's very difficult to see just what Rodriguez was up against. PS6's replays are probably the worst in the history of video gaming. Fuck. Right, here we go. Rodriguez crosses in. Why is the camera so goddamn close? Someone answer me that. I need an explanation. Okay, good save from Ricardo. Right. Apologies for that. I will never view an in-game replay again because I may as well castrate myself. It would be a lot less painful. Rodriguez and Nicolas Pedicio. Patrick Rodriguez pinged in. Crespo, can he get there? Crespo! Oh, he slipped it in at the near post. It snuck in. Like a slivery, solid snake. Hernan Crespo with the stealthiest of finishes. So much hesitation in that balance. Nobody can figure out who's going to get to this punch first, but backwards to Rodriguez. It's a first time pass in, knocked on by Messi. And Miguel. Oh! Miguel. It's a living hell in that position, isn't it? Especially when you come up against a predator like Hernan Crespo. Oh, pinged it like a marble past Ricardo. 1-1. God damn. This is what you sign up for when you tune in with us. The passion of PES personified. We travel back in time to PES 6. It is the PES 2006 patch for those of you that are joining us late. Rodriguez goes short to Ayala and he pretty much ignited the chain reaction that led to Hernan Crespo's equaliser. Deco stood in the way between Cambiasso and Hernan Crespo for a brace. Here's Mascherano. Hernan Crespo is making a run because Cambiasso looks up and spots it. Hoofed away by Miera. Alba Celeste are excited now. Here is Paoletta. Paris Saint-Germain. Here's Deco. Barcelona, reigning defending European champion. He's come off the back of a thrilling victory at the new camp against Real Madrid earlier on in the stream is Bedicio. Has an idea for Lionel Messi, but Carvalho will get there. Needlessly cleared, poorly. Now Bedicio gets within. Crespo with the bicycle kick straight at Ricardo. Oh, he's showing off now, isn't he? Hernan Crespo, formerly at Chelsea, he's back. At Inter Milan, where he belongs and where he's happiest, in Italy. Warmer weather. Somewhat of a Latino-Mediterranean affair here between Argentina and Portugal. Ronaldo to Maniche. He has an unpredictable toe, doesn't he? Here's Miguel, square to Figo! Penalty! Mascherano's gone flying in there. Well, he always was a bit irrational, wasn't he? Javier Mascherano, that's what he came to be known as. 1 second, let me just open up. And we're back. Cristiano Ronaldo get his second on the score sheet. Ronaldo straight down centre. Now, tell me something. Are we just fated to the AI just aiming down the middle because, you know, they're being sweaty? Got a bad feeling about this. Nevertheless, Portugal back in front. Cristiano Ronaldo straight down the middle. He scored in his first World Cup against South Korea, I think it was, and that was in Frankfurt, I believe. Anyway, I might be mistaken. That's good goal from Ronaldo from the penalty spot. He's on a hat-trick already. Can you imagine? Bragging righter here's ahead of Lionel Messi. So he just doesn't seem to have any strength here at the moment. He's being harassed by Maniche in this midfield. Good tackle from Bedicio to win that back. But here is Maniche again. Now it's Cristiano Ronaldo. Space is opened up for him in front of his very eyes. Deco up the line to Miguel. Sorry. Crespo. Palme trying to find his footing here. Giving up from Palme. His eye on Messi, but it's not the style that Lionel likes. Portugal escape that danger for now. It's half time. Well, the first half we had there, plenty of goals as well. 3 goals apiece, well, altogether. 2 from Cristiano Ronaldo with a nice poacher's finish from Hernan Crespo. I'm just going to roll the first half highlights because, you know, we've been nearly 2 hours and I need a leak. So just enjoy and, you know, analyse for yourself where it all went wrong for Argentina. I'll be back in 30 seconds with a word from no sponsors. And we are back, PES fans. Thank you for holding on. I was longer than anticipated. Probably should have ran a bath with the amount of urine that was inside of me. Probably could have reserved it for adult Hitler. We all know how he used to love that kind of thing. Nonetheless, I digress. We're back, and it's going to be Portugal kicking off from left to right in the dark of the Bombonera, the good old-fashioned chocolate box in Argentina. After this, we'll go with some club football again. So think about who you want to see. We'll demonstrate it. Figo got tangled up there. But I think we will end on an international with England of some sort. I know a lot of the English viewers want to see that, and something else we want to see more of is more Rabonas, just demonstrated by Raquelme there. Manish. Figo. And Ronaldo, I don't know what he was trying to do. It's Ridwan has said, I know it's so hard to make a commentary football video, especially streaming it. Focusing on match and commentating is sometimes almost like torture. We fully support you. Well, thank you very much. I'm glad you appreciate the juggling act. But it's fun. I mean, these ones are a bit more laid back, these streams, and that was the point. I felt like it was only fair to have more of a presence for you guys. You've done so much for me, and the very least I can do is hang out with you in real time and communicate with you all, and it's so much fun. Ronaldo to Deco. Miguel just has to get past Juan Pablo Sorin, and Portugal might have an opening here. It's too long from Figo. It's unusual for him to be so heavy-footed and clumsy with his free passes, but nonetheless, this is where we end up. Josh Rabitos, hello to you too. It's good to see you. Good to read you. Bravo. Here's Messi Rodriguez. Very short to Lionel Messi. Maybe the AI can do him better justice than I did in the first half. Messi Rodriguez past Luis Figo. Has Nuno Volante to bypass, but it's going to be Bedicio instead. And push back, dispossessed by Luis Figo. Manish, Deco. Out wide to Miguel. Beat by Sorin. Well, let's spread some play to Bedicio. Coming up to 1 hour played now here at the chocolate box. Cristinia. Ronaldo looks up, finds Paoletta. Well, sent it to Deco Manish. We know he hits them. Almost godlike wrath for that kind of range. And thankfully for Argentina, they had somebody to sacrifice to stop it. Now, Carvalho. Figo. Ronaldo to Paoletta. Deco. Couldn't reach anyone at the far post. Manish. Ball down by Lionel Messi. Ronaldo may have 2 goals, but he will never have a World Cup like that man has just acquired. Someone else pointed out an interesting fact to me on Tuesday night that since leaving Barcelona, well, let me start again. What the hell was that? Down the line to Manish. It's crossed in the middle post to Paoletta. Argentina can reset. As I was saying, on Tuesday night, someone pointed out an interesting fact that since leaving Barcelona, Messi has won the Copa America and the World Cup. I mean, maybe he doesn't need to come home to Catalonia. Here we go. The overlap from Nuno Valente. Push it past Bedicio. I think we're going to have to make a couple of changes just to freshen things up in just one moment. First half, that had a lot of things going on for it. Now Carvalho. Here. Couldn't pick out Cristiano Ronaldo there. Stinia. Arleta, now it's Figo, but he's just got no support. He needs more than this. Deco. Widens things up to Miguel. Here's Cristiano Ronaldo. Ronaldo does well to get around. It's Figo at the far post. Passed in by Manish, looking for Paletta. No can do. Smaller notes would say, can't go for that. Roberto Ayala. Mascherano. Portugal look very comfortable and don't have long to go before they potentially throw this away. Now here's Cristiano Ronaldo. Ronaldo! No power in that one. Where did we all go wrong? Just looking over at the chat. Got a notification, but it didn't appear on the screen. Oh, okay, we got a subscriber. Thank you very much, man. Thank you, thank you. Well, Riquelme's first cross blocks by Miguel. Second attempt, also blocks. Catches Miguel in the face. Messi just won't drop for him. Cruel. So cruel. Well, here's Mascherano. Starting into by Castinia. Now Paletta. Couldn't reach it in time. It's a shame we never did get Ronaldo and Messi at a World Cup. A couple of Champions League finals though, I think. No, just the one actually, wasn't it? 2008 final in Rome. It's the only time Ronaldo and Messi faced off for a trophy. That's not counting anything in Spain, of course, by the way. Paletta. Oh, Paletta surely brought down there. Camiasso apparently is. Yellow card for Castinia. Okay, let's see what we got on the Portuguese bench. Get Paletta off, bring on Nuno Gomez for all time's sakes. Jeez! Miguel is dead. So is Nuno Valente. I'll tell you what, we're bring on Shimano. That was odd. Here's what we'll do. Just to spice things up a little. Okay, and we return to the field. Now it's getting rather late for some of you viewers. I think what we'll do one more game after this one, and then we'll call it. That's been 2.5 hours nearly. Not the last we'll see of the PES 6 patch. I think a lot of you have enjoyed this one and found it's been surprisingly popular. Oh, and Ayala nearly gives it away, and this is what I mean by the game just lacks so much explosiveness when it comes to players making runs. Mario tripped by Shimano. He's on the yellow card and he might be gone. No, it's actually Maxi Rodriguez. Sorry. Bizan, that Bombonera is current. There is a Bombonera set from 2006 if you want. Yes, please do. Send me a DM on Twitter and I'll download it for the next show that we do. Oh god, that was a bad idea. What the hell happened there? Oh, here's Roberto Palacio. Or is it Rodrigo Palacio? I can't remember. Niche. Castinia. Opening up a little bit now for both Portugal and Argentina, but A bit of a stalemate of the second half. Quality's just gone up gone out of the roof. I think we'll drop it down for professional for the next game, because that was one of those games where the players start acting dumb. And that's the good old PES scripting controversy or even conspiracy. What do you say? Should we end on a Milan derby? Should we end on Arsenal, Manchester United? I'll give you a few moments. First person to make the call will go with it. I'll just catch up with what some of you guys are saying for just a moment whilst you have a little break from such a boring game. So, yes, we had it's Ridwan. He made a nice little comment. David of Portugal. Back when Portugal was great in 2006. Yeah, can't argue with that. Such a 2004 and 2006, a golden era for the Seleção. We had the mention of the Club World Cup final, which is a pretty cool idea. I might have to look into that later on. Mox TV. How can people mod PES 6? I want to try and make a mod where Isle of Man of all teams is playable in PES 6. Well, you know, a man can dream and all of that. If you head over to EvoWeb, there's a wealth of information regarding how you mod things. There's lots of preset patches in Sani's installer thread. I'm doing a video that will come out next week, which will be the best the best PES 6 patches. So I'm going to start a little series regarding that. So keep an eye out for that, and I'll explain where you can find some of those. But that's the best place to start, EvoWeb. Dude, let's play. Hello to you too. I love your vids. Well, I love your comments. And, you know, your support, your presence as well, even so. So, what do you say? Arsenal, Manchester United, or Inter AC Milan? Whilst we wait. Elida Ortigoza Villamaya. That's a handful. Try saying that after you had a couple of beers. PES 21 Mod 2006. Yes, this is the PES 6 Remastered patch. Everything is very, very authentic. Even the menus you can see in the background. Even the team logos here. They're the ones used in 2006. It's very, very nostalgic. It's a beautiful throwback. Matt 10. Dude, this isn't where I parked my car. Well, you've got a ticket now, and you may as well use the most of it. You've earned the consequence of watching some PES 2021 live. So, welcome. Matt 10 is also pretty much a veteran amongst the FIFA community, especially for his game-saving sliders that make the game somewhat much more bearable and a lot less silly to play. Give him a follow and check out his contributions to the Operation Sports Thread as well. Matt 10, it's always a pleasure to have you in. Jonathan Cabral, he says Juventus versus AC Milan. Well, you were beaten by Dude Let's Play. He says AC Milan versus Inter. Juve aren't worthy of any adulation here in 2006. They were very, very naughty boys, if you might remember. Oh god, what was it? Gagliapoli scandal or the Calciopoli scandal? But nonetheless, match fixing in any language, never a good look. Milan versus Inter Milan will be coming up next. It's always an exciting win-to-win dog. We will do some more PES 6 Remastered next week and showcase some of the other teams we didn't look at tonight. Now, let's see if we can find the classic San Siro. Oh, crap. I'm on the ball screen. One moment. It's annoying that I have to do it this way, because I can't change the hotkey for the stadium input like I can on other siders, but we'll get there. San Siro. Ah, damn it. Right. I am going to find it the classic way. Which means scrolling. But it won't take me long because it'll already be there. Ah, damn it! I don't think I added it. Unless it's on the Giuseppe Mezza, but I don't think it is. I had a classic San Siro because I used it in my Milan Derby video last year. I'm just going to check if it's under Giuseppe Mezza. No, it's not. Bollocks. Right, we'll just have to use the modern one. I know it's going to be ugly, but it's the least we can do. Now as for the ball, we'll get another total 90 up. The two greatest eras of AC Milan and Inter Milan teams, though, we have to admit to ourselves. Do a winter time ball. Not in the winter. Playing winter, because I don't think snow works on this modded San Siro. I have Inter Milan in there. Blue in the black and blue. Now, does AC Milan have an alternative one? I think they do. I'm pretty sure I had a version of the Milan kit with white shorts and white socks. No, Inter Milan do. Okay. So, now Cicchini is at left back. I might replace him with Jankulovski, but I don't know if Jankulovski has a face. You know what? What's it all about? Let's put Maldini in there at left back. I know it's a bit harder for him in that position at his age, but it's better than nothing. And we have Johan Goku from the bench, who, when he idiotically proclaimed as being the next Zinedine Zidane. I don't know why people say things like that. We've got a professional, 15 minutes. Let's go out on a happy note, on a high note. Let's hope there's plenty of action and plenty of goals, because the Portugal-Argentina match was a bit embarrassing. Yes, Matt, we are doing very well. Thank you very much for tuning in. What time is it over there in the United States? It's got to be maybe 6 in the evening, 7 o'clock in the evening. I always base my USA time zones on when I used to stay up and watch Monday Night Raw at 2 o'clock in the morning, because I know that those shows usually start at 7 o'clock, sometimes 8 o'clock, whether it's Eastern or Western time, I believe. But I never did find out, Matt, if he was a wrestling fan in a previous life. So, Guanamara Calixto, absolutely phenomenal patch. It really is. I mean, I was blown away by the amount of effort and attention to detail for this. I was expecting, you know, no offense to the patch creator, but I was expecting something low effort, because it really is Russian roulette when it comes to classic patches. There's always problems. There's always lots of fake faces and bad stats, terrible appearances, inaccurate squads, strange kit choices, so on and so forth. This one truly is a love letter to one of the most famous PES games ever made, Pro Evolution Soccer 6. The official ball for the UEFA Super Cup 2006 is Monaco. Dude Let's Play is giving me a warning to watch out for Adriano's 99 shot power. We discussed this earlier on in the video, didn't we? Which was the coffee table book of PES 99. I can't remember what it was called. I'm going to find it on Twitter and I'm going to retweet it. It was a coffee table full of player stats that... No, sorry. Notable players and pairs that had beat all elusive 99 stats. So the like of Femi Martins with 99 speed, Adriano 99 shot power, David 99 stamina. There was a guy who had teamwork 99, but I can't remember who it was. Well, we are back. AC Milan kicking off from left to right in the fog of the San Siro. We are here in Lombardy. One of Milan's most iconic lineups. Inter Milan are just 3 years away from the first ever Champions League. Adriano is through here. Or should I say 4 years away? It was 2010, wasn't it, in Madrid when they lifted their second ever European Championship against Bayern Munich. Seedorf up the line to Filippo Inzaghi. Caught out by Patrick Vieira. Here is a young Zlatan Ibrahimovic. Will eventually roll back the years facing Milan. In recent memory, Gattuso. Kaka. Pirlo. Oh, Inzaghi's caught by Vieira. Yes, caught by Patrick Vieira. Left Arsenal for bigger and better things. Now, I do wonder if Vieira was around when Inter Milan won the Champions League in 2010. I'm sure someone can quickly pull that up and figure out whether he was indeed. But to get Pirlo in his prime here is just nothing short of a treat. Cafu, short cross in, looking for Gilardino. Kaka! What a save from Julio Cesar. It's not Toldo. It is the next Brazilian number one, Julio Cesar. What a save. My God, he got all of his hand on that with authority. Wow. Here's Luis Figo. He's back after his charter flight to Argentina. Had a short stay there. Victory over Argentina. Here's Gilardino. Picking up. Inzaghi is unreachable. Gattuso. Kaka to Gilardino. Takes it. What another good save. This time by the calf of Cesar. And AC Milan issuing a disciplinary to Inter. They're warning their neighbours. They share the same house. And even then the territory is in this pendulum of a struggle here. Gattuso. Gilardino. Cafu. Tries to curl along within. Dejan Stankovic sacrifices his nose to stop an opportunity as such emerging. Seedorf. Tito. Cafu. Pirlo. Got wide to Maldini. Inzaghi tries to bring it into touch, but he's too slow. He's wasted. Ibrahimovic. Goes to Vieira, and now Inter Milan can enjoy a rare treat in possession. Here's Javier Zanetti. He was a darling of Inter Milan. He was known for covering every blade of grass on that pitch at the Giuseppe Meazza. Here's Dejan Stankovic. Scored one of the most iconic goals in the stadium. It's cut out by Maldini. Seedorf trying to clear, but it's in vain. Ibrahimovic. This gets a silly cross in, totally wastes any kind of electricity Inter Milan had going for them in the stadium. He punished Seedorf for a wonky clearance. Seedorf on the turn to the veteran Paolo Maldini. He sends it to Pirlo. Inzaghi. Inzaghi will take this on the turn, but nobody's home. Wasn't expecting Inzaghi to run into that position, so that's the mishap and the miscommunication. Walter Samuel, one of the toughest defenders, to grace the virtual field of Pro Evolution Soccer. Gattuso will intercept this. Now it's another attack impending for AC Milan. Gattuso squares it to Kaka. To Gattuso into the centre to Gilardino, but it was read like a billboard from outer space by Cambiasso. Here's Mr. 99 himself, Adriano. Stays on his feet, despite the suggestion of Pirlo that he's stronger than he looks. And you know, I've been reminded of the third thing that I didn't like about PES 21, that every player is clumsy, and if you breathe near them, they trip over. cross from Cafu now. Inzaghi glances it wide. Pleasure Rapage, respect from Albania. Well, thank you for joining us from Albania. Pretty sure you enjoyed having the UEFA Conference League finale in your stadium at the Air Albania ground. So, very attractive little stadium. We covered it here on the beautiful stadiums of Pez a couple of episodes ago. Feel free to see that. And now Gilardino, there is a textbook 1-2 pass. Gets around Cesar, surely, yes, it's buried. It's the man with the Brazilian reference in his name, Antonio Gilardino. He was known for the famous sniper celebration. It's not been assigned to him in this patch, I think, so that's another oversight that I'm going to personally correct. Whoops. Sorry about that. Still here live in colour and in 4K. Cesar with his arms out like he's catching a baby from the window of a burning building. 1-0 to AC Milan. Just shy of half an hour. That's all it's taken here in Serie A. The biggest fixture of Italian football. Maybe some Roman fans might want to be contrary to that. Next week on the stream, we'll take a look at the Roma derby between Lazio and Roma. Pirlo is trying to play Milan out of trouble. Here's Kaka. Gets around Vieri. Here's Filippo Inzaghi. He's all the way back to Gattuso, and he knows that he's no match for Dejan Stankovic and Adriano. So even he knows when to walk away. Now Gilardino. Kaka made a run and changed his mind. Cafu, keep it going. Gilardino on the volley, and it's caught with a routine saving animation from Julio Cesar. Fabio Grosso. One of Italy's greatest discoveries from this World Cup. Kazuna Akari, a Serie A old logo. Yeah, it's such a pretty sight. Ignore the scoreboard and the scoreboard wipes. Just gotta wait for someone to make a good Serie A scoreboard for this game. Gilardino has walked right into the path of Cambiasso. Adriano was flattened by Cafu, but it's a penalty. From one Brazilian to another. Well, it's all in the camaraderie. And now Dida will have to defend against the most feared striker of 2006, Adriano. And that might be a very controversial penalty. That's pretty harsh on Cafu, don't you think? Adriano, the clock has struck midnight. Dida saves! The first penalty save we've seen here tonight. And now Milan might break. Seedorf, long to Gilardino. Kaka ruins it. Ibrahimovic. And now Kakabakaladze of Georgia. They're going for a tough time themselves. They're pretty much the nation in the middle between the obvious events. Internationally, Kaka over the top to Cafu. What they ask for is a square across the face of goal. Cafu. Gattuso. Seedorf. Wow, was plucked out of the air by Julio Cesar. Now the tempo and the dancing is turning up. As Clarence Seedorf almost scored arguably the best goal of the entire history of my streaming profession. Wow, what a save. Give me a corner to Milan, nonetheless, as a compensatory measure. Pirlo, it's a high one, punched away by Cesar. Maldini doesn't get anywhere useful. And with that, the lights go out of a whimper. Still one more set of 45 minutes to go in our finale here on tonight's stream. You voted for the PS6 Remastered patch, so we'll put up another poll and see what you want to see in the next stream. Good tip, so knocked down to Kaka. Gilardino is taken out by Vieira. Oh, my pad reverberated through my hands, but the referee didn't care. We go on with Stankovic. Squared by Cafu. Kaka, Inzaghi, Seydorf. Back to Kaka. And can he plant it through to Inzaghi? But Ivan Cordoba. Was there to shut that down. Big Maldini. Well, there's a humble one for long-time fans of the game. Javier Zanetti to his Argentinian countryman Cambiasso. Seydorf falls on his ass. Kaka pokes it forward to Gilardino. And it's 1-0 to AC Milan. There was plenty of interesting stuff to talk about in that first half. Walter Samuel was a rock, and then pretty much became a sponge as AC Milan took the lead through Gilardino. We switch sides, Eddie San Siro. Doodler's play says, let's go AC Milan, revenge for what's happened yesterday. Well, what did happen yesterday? I'm out of the loop, you know. I'm a bit far behind on this week's football. Javier Zanetti. Fat Pat. Not sure where that was going. Now to me and Inter Milan to get them back in this game. Pirlo back to Palazzo. I wonder if Matt 10 is still here. I would like his opinions on some of the team shapes of PES 2021 and the fact that players sort of spin all around the place and wander off while Gilardino's got his brace. Secret handshake exchange between Cafu and Gilardino. Cafu makes him an honorary Brazilian. Guilherme Calixto joined the stream a few minutes ago. Happy Portugal won. Well, feel free to watch the replay as well, my friend. There were some really exciting matches earlier on in the stream and some great goals. We had an El Clasico, Germany, France, Liverpool, Chelsea. Of course, you caught us with Argentina, Portugal, and we close out the show with the Milan derby, the Derby della Maladonina. Matt smashed the can. Well, goddamn. Tempting. It's falling over all over the place every time I make a sound. Titso. Let's play short to Cafu. He's alone now because nobody wants to bother to give him any support. Nothing to aim at for the Brazilian captain. Now here's Vieira and Seydorf, the two bald black men racing at it. The contest for sexual chocolate supremacy. Vigo switching the play to Dejan Stankovic. Had an idea to well it in first time. Milan players being nerfed a little bit here. I can feel the passing slower than come tripling down the bathtub. Now here's Inzaghi. Cordoba rescues it. He's been assaulted by Gattuso. Cambiasso. Adriano. Ibrahimovic. Figo getting around Maldini. Put down by the former Italian captain. It's going to be a corner. Excellent tackle from Paolo. Vigo's corner. Oh, then Adriano's pushed. Vieira. Now to Stankovic. Oh, I knew they were in trouble if that one got through that defence. Spigo. Looking for Adriano. Nesta had to back it up with the interception. It's another corner. 1 hour played here at the San Siro. AC Milan still in front. The curl inwards now from the Serbian Stankovic. Punched out by Dida. Big ball in from Stankovic now. Adriano slipped between him and Kaka. AC Milan didn't break a sweat defending that. Gennaro Gattuso. Gilardino. Referee sees something he doesn't like. I'm sorry, Solana, I don't have a download link. It's a paid patch, and no matter how I feel about paid patches, it wouldn't be right for me to it wouldn't be right for me to just share it willy-nilly, but it's really not expensive at all. It's like €4, £3 if you're British. I mean, you know, I spent more money on my beers tonight than I did this patch. Ibrahimovic to Stankovic. Adriano might just emerge here. It's Adriano! Straight at Dina. Just barely keeps it in. Cambiasso, Figo with the turn and not so good left foot, well in towards Dida. We have Crespo and Recobo on the bench to choose from AC Milan. Kelly Gonzalez, even Obafemi Martins. To give us an extra dimension of pace to harass some of those aging Milan defenders. Nice little 12 from Cafu. Backwards to Gattuso though. Here's Seedorf. Pulled down by Cambiasso. Professional foul. It's going to be a free kick to AC Milan. I always hate the way that the con takes them quickly. Oh, it might pay off though. Inzaghi for a third. Well, I'll shut up then. Filippo Pipo. The goal scorer of the Milan people is Filippo Inzaghi, Italian veteran. Return now for AC Milan. Inzaghi starts the quick free kick. Runs and runs, and it was Zlatan Ibrahimovic who pretty much let us all down with sluggish tracking back. We go into the centre to Vieira. Stankovic. Too short for that one. Pirlo. By Cambiasso. Gilardino. Oh, referee, you pussy! Should be Andrea Pirlo to do the honours from the set piece. I probably should have paused the game and made a change because it doesn't get any better than this. Samuel. Say, one of the toughest defenders on PS6. Stankovic. Vieira. Esteban Cambiasso. Good work from Figo to drop inside there. Ah! Oh! Right, he's gone. I've had enough of Zlatan. He's been about as useless as a tissue paper condom. He's on red as well, and he's still playing like a bitch. Speaking of Hernan Crespo, seeing as he was so influential in the previous game. Learn how to do your game plan quite quickly on this. I haven't really got time for the technicalities. I would even surmise to say that tactics don't really matter all that much on this game. The players still lunge and stride and spin around all over the pitch anyway, no matter what you tell them to do. Might as well just embrace it. Vigo. Zanetti, that's short to Stankovic now. Switch of the play to the Uruguayan, Alvaro Recova. Rosso. Crespo snuck one in. And just as he did against Portugal, Hernan Crespo has backed it up again with a poacher's finish. I think long hair Crespo was always the best Crespo, if you ask me. And players like him and Fernando Torres and even Andrei Shevchenko, they're never the same once they cut their hair. Now Inter Milan have something to work with. They've been slaughtered by AC Milan for most of this game. Can the changes make an influence in the very, very short time they have remaining? Ricardo Oliveira, I think he... Oh, Girardini's through, but he's offside. Ricardo Oliveira, I recall, were formerly playing for Real Betis. And... was he not accused of some kind of crime against women, if you know what I'm trying to say? What do you say with Brazilians? Likes of Robinho, Ricardo Oliveira, doing bad things. Is it the sudden affluence that gets to their heads? Seedorf up the backside of Stankovic. Trying to hold on to this for dear life. Maldini. Blocked by Zanetti. Away by Cambiasso. Stankovic. Figo. He's marching forward here. He's just waiting for something here. Crespo squaring it to Samuel. Oh, it's a horrible miss. Walter Samuel of all players. He made the tireless run. It was a good idea from Crespo. It's just too bad Samuel's not right-footed. Even the stubble is three-dimensional on Samuel's face. That's really cool. Johan Gorku beat Figo to that one. As I attested to at the beginning of this match, Gorku was the man who was famously compared Brazilian Zidane, which didn't help his career much, but Ricardo Oliveira has scored. Oliveira should have said. Dolphin Gamer, greetings from Brazil, of all players. Sorry, of all places. We do get a lot of Brazilians on these streams. It's always an honour to perform for you guys. Yes, England deserves more, and I think arguably deserves more than Brazil did in that World Cup. But even then, Brazil to kind of quietly go out against France was also crap. Or cack, as you Brazilians say. Grasso, now here's Recova. I suppose Stankovic is trying to figure out where he is. Not meant to be in this game. The thing that you find with PES 21 is that the longer you play it, the worse your experience is with the game, and your teams just become just more and more useless. For fuck's sake, Grosso! Just piss off, Gattuso. Yeah, the longer you play the game, the more the nerfing, scripting, sabotage kicks in. The players just get sluggisher and sluggisher as the game goes on. So I'm glad that we're ending on this note, because it will just get more and more frustrating. Adriano. Vigo's made it. Got to face a goal and Crespo's not there. We'll have 4 minutes added on here. Cordoba cuts that one out. Can Milan? Should I say Inter Milan? God damn it! As I say, just simple passes just end up failing for no explicable reason. Picked up on Zanetti. Free kick given against Milan. Ha ha ha! That's a foul apparently. But yes, hopefully I'll be put out of my misery soon because, as I say, I can feel the game committing its bull crap. There you go. Dragovic, it's going to be Crespo to get one more, and there we go. We end on a happy note. One last goal, one last thing to send the crowd a short distance home happy. I think Hernan Crespo has been the most consistent striker tonight. We'll wait for this game to quietly end. Yes, it finally does. And then we'll head over to the live chat quickly. To figure out what you are all saying. It's nearly 1 o'clock in the morning. I mean, it was a later stream than usual. But I'm glad that you all joined in. We had some good viewership tonight. Thanks to you guys. And you taking the time out to go and jump in and see what we're all about here as we revisit the past and the wealth of great football games that we've been gifted with. So we have Topaz Sensualis. He says PES 21 is so unresponsive. It's a joke. PES 2019 has much better response. And yeah, I agree. I'm back. Yeah, I totally agree. I think it's the one thing that lets PES 21 down. I mean, this is what we're left with as far as like a legacy for PES 21. It's a bit disappointing. Because there's certain things that PES 20 and PES 21 are basically the same game. So when PES 21 came out, they essentially went in this direction where they wanted more inertia than ever, and they wanted more realism than ever. But the execution wasn't great. So what you actually got was sluggish turning from players, soft passes, the ball constantly leaving the ground every time we wanted to do like some kind of driven pass, the shielding bullshit, so on and so forth. You go back and you play PES 2019 now, and it holds up, remarkably well. It's so much fun to play. It's so responsive because you're not stressing about controlling your players, and it's a good balance between fun and realism. As I said earlier, it's a delicate balance. You can see why developers want to try and do it, but you can't do pure simulation or pure arcade, because then you just get FIFA 23, and that's just abysmal. Delcon Gamer, we in Brazil respect a lot of English football, especially the 2002 generation. For us, the World Cup's final was that game. I think a lot of football in 2002 in general, let me just raise this because it's cutting off my head. Oh, goddamn. Sorry about this. Come loose. Let me just sorry about this. I will finish my thoughts. Right, we're back. Yeah, I think going back to 2002 and that era of football where the game is completely different to what it is now. You had a lot more characters, unique players, specialists in certain positions. You had players playing in positions that nobody else could really replicate, whereas now everybody is more universal than ever. Everybody can play in almost every position or do well in it. And it's almost like total football has been globalized. I'm just going to lower that a little bit more. It's almost like total football has been globalized now, and every team prioritizes making everyone a utility player of some sort. And there's less individuality than ever. So that's why we romanticize early 2000s football and even 90s football as well. Because you always felt like you were getting something special with every game. You knew who your star players were that did feel like they were from a different planet compared to players nowadays, which there's only a handful, and even far less. As a Brazilian, I'm sure you can understand, far less flair players than what we have now. Neymar is arguably the last living flair player who makes football as much of a performance and as much of a dance as he does about a competition. That's been stamped out universally everywhere, which is quite sad. You know, we pay a lot of money to watch football and we want to be entertained, and I think Neymar is pretty much our last bastion of that. I hope you can understand me well. I know that you are Brazilian, I'm speaking English, and now I'm sort of like going off on one, but I hope you could understand what I was saying. I totally agree with you. Topaz Sensuales. No, I stopped to my music there. You can still hear it, right? So, Topaz Sensuales. He says, PES 2021. Oh, I already responded to that. Sorry. He says, I tried Football Live 2023. Didn't like it. I got so annoyed with, you know, the generalization that this Football Live game was a whole new game when it wasn't. It was a fucking patch. It was just a patch. Nothing special. Nothing unique about it. But everyone, you know, ejaculated in their panties when this came out and pretended it was something that it wasn't. It was even more annoying when the actual Smoke team advertised it as a new game. I saw other YouTubers pretending it was a new game. Why? Why insult your audience like that? And that's what annoys me, is that you clickbait and you lie and you say things because you treat your viewers and your audience like they're commodities, like they are just digits to give you views. You know, like they're just, you know, view currency. And you say anything you can to get them to click on your screen even though you know it's a lie. And it's just embarrassing and you should be ashamed. But even then, I mean, the Smoke patch itself, you know, the Football Life patch itself, I mean, it's not going to be drastic, is it? It's not. You can't drastically turn a turd into a nuclear weapon. PES 21 has issues, and those issues will always remain, no matter what patch you throw on top of it. Dude, let's play. At least I got 2 goals. Yeah, I fought back, even though the game was nerfing me and doing its usual sabotage shit. Still plenty of goals. Nothing. This is a more successful stream because there was plenty of goals from both me and the computer. The AI puts up a good fight, and it is a showcase that PES 21 has its moments. The AI can be pretty good, even though sometimes it cheats a little bit and it makes your defenders act like they've got mental issues. Dude, let's play. The midfield was butchered since PES 2018. I agree. Once we got to 2019, even though 19 is good at doing certain things, by the time we get to that game, you can see issues arising from general team shape and players and midfielders just being non-existent, because you could pass from one defender and just do a driven pass with a centre back to a striker with no one in between, and your striker can just turn and shoot, and that's the crap side of it. I mean, the good side is that PES 19 still has the exciting elements that 2017 and 2018 had. Yeah, where it felt like there was just all kinds of remarkable situations that would just arise anywhere on the pitch. The ball physics were still unpredictable. Game was responsive and satisfying to hold in your hand. You're not wrestling with a controller. You're not muttering, "Oh, for fuck's sake," under your breath every 5 seconds. And that's the thing. The mark of a good football game is one that doesn't make the player say, "For fuck's sake," you know, every time you try and do something. You know, if you were trying to simply control the ball, turn and pass, and you're going, "Oh, for fuck's sake," because something completely sluggish occurs, then it's a bad game. Where else are we? Delton Gamer. For me, the players in this PES are robotic. I can't enjoy it, although the game is way realistic. Again, it's the juxtaposition. You have this gorgeous looking game visually. I mean, the player models are fantastic. The faces are a work of art. Some of the animations are fantastic. You get these really breathtaking situations, but then it's just let down by, you know, robotic controls and players that can't decide what direction they want to face. You know, there's minor skating, there's weird zigzagging and lunging and stuff like that. That spoil things. you see a situation unfold, you know what you want to do, and then the game betrays you. And it makes the player sort of spin around, turn it back on something when you select them, and then by then the situation's changed, you're at a disadvantage, you're out of the game. When you go back and play FIFA 15 and you play PES 2017 or even PES 5, I mean, those things are non-existent. And I think sometimes you gotta keep things simple. Simplicity, isn't a bad thing. Dude, let's play. Jogaminito is a dying art, sadly, and yes, I agree. Delphin Gamer, he also elaborates on Neymar disappointed us, unfortunately. Yes, I think Neymar is that prima donna who's following in the same sort of footsteps as Cristiano Ronaldo. Could have been an all-time legend, but just behaving like too much of a bitch has just soured him on a lot of us. We all grew up watching this guy, we all adored him when he would do really cool things, but now it's, when you just see too much of that dissent, when you see too much of the complaining, the rolling, the simulation, you get flicked by a player and you throw yourself to the ground. Another defender, scores an excellent tackle and then you lose your temper and you must fight him. What's that? Come on, have a bit of dignity. Still, what can you say? One of the best players still to remain with us to this day. Delphin Gamer, in this PES, players can't spin in any direction, only 90 degrees angles. Yeah, again, it's horrible. I can spend all night talking about the fortunes of PES, of PES 21. And the issues in PES 21, they don't exist in eFootball. They actually correct a lot of stuff. And eFootball is a lot of fun to control players, especially in dribbling. They're responsive a game, skills actually work, and there's an incentive to using them. The only thing that lets eFootball down is the ball physics are gone. Everything is pre-calculated and it snaps onto rails, and there's pass correction up the arse. It's sad. It's such a shame, the direction that these games have gone in. Dude, let's play. He says, Marlon, have you ever thought of doing a live football match video? So do you mean like commentating on a live football match? I know some streamers do it. There's that guy. The name's gone off the top of my head. The name is there. It's gone. I've got terrible memory recall. I have thought about it though. But the thing that scared me, Mark Goldrich, that was his name. He does career mode videos. He does live commentary on real football matches. I have thought about it, but I feel like it needs a great degree of research and fandom of current football, and I am just slightly behind in that regard, but I would love to give it a try sometime. If you guys think I can do it, if you guys would like to see me try and humiliate myself, or if not, just do what I did tonight, which is just messing around and doing a cynical take on football commentary, I'll give it a go. But yeah, Top Hats, you're right, Mark Goldrich, one of the most famous football gaming YouTubers. An almighty following. He's really entertaining in parts. I don't want to be like that, to be a guy that's really angry all the time. I know it's a gimmick. I know it's for show, but I want you guys to have fun. David of Portugal. Yes, it is over, unfortunately. I've been on here since 10 o'clock, so as I say, the PES scripting was kicking in. You could feel it, you could see it. And sometimes you gotta know when to walk away. But never fear, David. We will be back next week with more streaming, more video ideas. I had a quiet couple of months as we led up to Christmas, and I know I was quieter, and I hold my hands up to that. But you guys have been there for me. You've been very enthusiastic. You've all consistently commented and viewed my videos, and I want to get more involved with you guys now, and the streaming is fun. Once you get into the habit of doing it, and to have you guys around, it's great. And I would definitely love to do more. And it's a bit easier to do the more fun stuff, like playing lots of different games rather than worrying about the tournaments and the video series. Dolphin Gamer, when I first saw your videos, I thought you were really a commentator. The guy from FIA TV has a similar way. FIA TV, I don't think I've seen that before. I'm going to check it out after this stream, actually. There's been a lot of guys that have come up and done a similar thing in the last few years, and I'm never going to say I'm the first person to do it either, because I was inspired by the True Brits, and I thought, well, instead of doing current games, I'll do old games, and then there's a whole new appreciation for those, and that's what helped me, and I think a lot of you guys found me because I grew on YouTube that way, thanks to that. Lots of guys come out and have done their own takes. We saw Trevor Sports earlier, Matt 10 also occasionally does live Let's Plays. You say FIA TV is similar to. I'm going to check them out afterwards and see what they do, and you know, mutter to myself when they do something really well and do something better than me, and then I'll sort of go, yeah, well, I'm still better than them at other things. But I'm giving away too much. Topaz Sensualis, Dolphin Gamer, exactly the same. I thought someone overlaid official commentary to PES games. Thank you very much, guys. It's a tremendous compliment. I think I got better at it as time went on as well. It's harder watching old videos of mine, like when I'm getting highlights and clips out, because I think the quality wasn't quite there yet. It was for fun and I was messing around, but I think I've gotten better as time has gone on. And I worked a lot more on my pronunciation and making sure that some of our non-native English viewers can understand me. But ultimately, the goal was not to be like a pure football commentator. I wanted it to be a bit cynical and a bit silly. And that's why you get a lot of my silly metaphors that I use a lot in streams. The El Rincon del Pez, he says, PC components, GTX, RTX. Well, I'm using a GTX. Let me just get my system specs up, because I can't even remember what I'm using. I spent $1,000 on this computer, and I don't even know what the fuck is in it. Okay, let me just see. It should be. How do I get to the specs? I don't want to download Belloc. I've got an AMD Ryzen 5 36,000 6-core processor, 16 gig of RAM, and the graphics card is, one moment, if I just open up GeForce Experience. I'm so out of touch with PC components. I'm not as savvy as you might think. Normally it tells you in here. Yeah. Okay, I'm using NVIDIA GeForce RTX 2060 16 gig. Actually, I might be mistaken. I don't think 16 gig. It might be 8 gig. 8 gig of VRAM. I know someone's going to correct me and tell me there's no such thing. But I'm not an expert on PC components anymore. I used to be, but then time passed me by, and I just buy computers outright because I can't be bothered to mess around with them. Sometimes it's easier to get what you pay for. Dolphin Gamer, I like your World Cup videos. You actually broadcast some emotion. Well, that's it. That's all I try and do, because there is nothing worse than watching a streamer and you're spending your time watching a streamer and the person's just sitting there going, oh, I scored. Please donate. What the fuck? Nobody wants to see that. Be entertaining. Entertain. And that's what I try and do. I was really inspired by Ray Hudson, the commentator. He commentates on a lot of Spanish League videos and sometimes MLS videos. But I was really inspired by him and just doing like wacky over-the-top commentary and just making it interesting. Sitting there watching the game is one thing. Sitting there listening to someone say, oh, and he squared the ball to so-and-so and so-and-so shot. It's like, yeah, we can see that. Tell me why he shot. Tell me how it makes you feel as a viewer. That's what I try to convey in my videos, in my style. Rincon del Pez. I'm from Argentina. What components does your PC have to make it play so smoothly? It's mostly in the graphics card. The processor isn't even the best. It's all in the graphics card. My graphics card supports 4K gaming as well and 60 frames per second. So that was the other thing as well. I mean, thanks to all of your support and all of your engagement and stuff like that, anything I ever get from doing this, it gets reinvested back into the equipment to make better quality videos. If you look at my earlier ones, I mean, they were low quality. I didn't have a good mic. I didn't have a good camera. I didn't have, a good machine. And it all just went back into these things. I didn't buy a house. I didn't buy nice shoes. I didn't buy a nice car. I didn't go to parties. It was just always on making sure the quality of the content that you view is better. And that was what was important. So that's why I'm able to stream in 4K. I know some of you were complaining that the bitrate started going cattywampus, and I'll figure that out. But yeah, ultimately you want a good graphics card if you want to stream in 4K or play in 4K and have smooth gameplay. The graphics card always trumps a processor. Well, Elwincon, I am from England. I live in England. I live near London, from a town called Northampton. And also, thanks for the compliment on the graphic. The compliment on the jacket, Janabeth Cabral. Yeah, I like it. I can't even remember where I picked it up from. I think I picked it up second hand from somewhere. But, don't tell no one. The illusion of being, more stylish than what you really are. Janabeth Cabral, where are you from anyway? I remember you popping up on the stream in the past. Are you from the Netherlands? Now I saw Cristiano Ronaldo scored earlier against Lionel Messi's Paris Saint-Germain in this weird exhibition match in Saudi Arabia somewhere. I haven't seen the rest of the highlights yet, but I'm going to check that out. I'll do another poll tomorrow and you can tell me what stream you want to see next. Most probably will be on Monday because I've got a busy weekend, so I'm not going to have time going forward. But keep an eye out for a couple of special projects I'm doing next week. There will be a the best 5 patches for Pet 6 video that's coming out next week, which I'm working on, and I think you will like it with the style that I've implemented in it. We'll do some more streaming. I'll hang out a lot more often. If you can do me a favor, just follow me on my social media that are in my description, because I'm trying to build those up and I want to stream on those as well for some guys that are on those and that aren't on YouTube. And just do some more general hangout streams and get you guys on the streams as well to talk with me and even play with me. That's my goal in the long run. I want to get you guys involved a lot more. So follow me on the other platforms and I'm going to work some stuff out and do some fun stuff. Well, dude, let's play. He says that it was an awesome match. So now you're rubbing it in. I've missed out. Ogre Ninja, the mod. I'll update the description with the mod link. Okay. And yes, it's PES 21. But you can crack PES 21 now. You can find a cracked copy and the mod should work on it, hopefully. And I think at 1 o'clock in the morning, we're going to start ending things there because you guys have been a delight to stream with tonight. And you always are. It's always an honor. I'll be back next week. I hope you all have a good weekend wherever you are in the world. Thank you for hanging out in such an early hours time slot. Wherever you are in the world,